What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter. I had to stop mid-sex this morning to have some chocolate.
We are living very, very different lives. I mean, I'm lactose intolerant. So, no, go on. What?
Just got out of breath and dizzy. So I needed to...
It's not a good sign, that, is it, kid?
No, but I didn't eat much last night, and I had some beers. And the room was also overnight. So I was dehydrated. I'm asthmatic. I'm tired.
And horny. But I still love to fuck. I can't feel my left-hand side. I probably had a stroke. I'm probably diabetic. But I still love to fuck.
I don't think I'm diabetic.
No.
I don't feel diabetic.
Yeah? Just feel horny.
You know what I mean?
So,
I feel like diabetes is a choice, and I've decided to not be it.
That's how medical science works, isn't it? Like, oh, come on, I've got cancer. You choose to have cancer. Pussy-o. Hang on. It's so much information, and I don't want to leave it. Because sometimes we like skip past things. This, I feel, needs unpacking.
Okay.
I mean, to the point where I want to know what type of chocolate it was.
It was... the new Dairy Milk White Marvellous Creations. So you know Marvellous Creations with the popping candy and jelly beans in?
It's a busy chocolate, isn't it?
Yeah, but I really like it. And I love white chocolate. And it's like... I walked past it in the Asda the other day, and it called to me. Like, I didn't even see it. It wasn't even in my periphery. It was like behind me. And I just heard, hey, look at me. I'm everything you've ever wanted in a snack.
Do you think it sounded like that, or is that just your internal monologue? Because it sounded like an asthmatic scouser's a weird... Hey, Adam, come and eat me, lad. I'm dead sick, I've got loads going on.
Oh, that was really funny as well. On the way out of the Asda that day, and we will go back... I'll make sure we don't skip past any of this.
We're going back to the fucking. Yeah. We're going back to the chocolate fucking. Carl,
I'll make sure.
You're the producer. You're in charge of this shit.
Worry, I'll keep on
so, do you know the Asda in Walton?
I do, yeah.
There's always like a homeless guy, smackhead guy, whatever you want to, whatever the politically correct term.
On the right.
Whatever. The skaghead, baghead. What's the politically? I'm trying to be PC. Fucking smack rat. Asda. Smack rat.
No, I think it's like...
I don't know where he's got a name badge from. Says smack rat.
Outside goblin, I think it is. I think that's the political term, outside goblin.
Yeah.
The door goblin.
Yeah.
The door goblin, yeah.
So,
I hate it when them cunts are dead chipper. You know, like, all right, yeah, no worries, have a good day. You're like, oh, don't be nice. Yeah. Be a smack rat.
There's one of them in town.
Right, go. The one with no legs.
Yeah, have a good day, mate. You have a good day.
Yeah, he never asks for money, the one with no legs, does he?
No.
All he says is have a good day.
He's the one near hot water.
Yeah.
Near the, is it the pub that's really ornate and beautiful on the corner?
No, that's a different guy. He's dead sound as well. This one
he's in a wheelchair, he's got no legs.
He's literally got no legs.
And he's nice to you.
Yeah,
he's
overly nice.
Clever.
As you're walking past, he just goes, okay, have a nice day now. All right, have a good day, guys. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much. Have a good day. Make sure your day's good.
He must go home and screaming. Oh, what am I talking about?
Oh, The homeless guy, when he clocks off and he heads home in his Ford Cougar, he must scream into the mirror in his 4-bedroom
This is
detached.
sort of what I was getting round to.
There are some fake ones, though.
So I walked out the Asda with Sam, right? And the man,
The fella,
the person, the
dude,
the person of whatever, he went to me.
Floor hobbit. Go on.
He went to me. You don't half look like that comedian off the telly. And I went, yeah, that's me, mate. And he went, oh, that's made my day. That next time you're on, mention me. And I went, oh, that was nice, wasn't it? And Sam went, where's he seen you?
Yeah, where's he watching telly?
Yeah.
Maybe the big telly's in John Lewis.
Yeah, in the window.
Maybe he's got a dongle. Why has he got Wi-Fi access? Like,
There's many fake homeless people in town. I've already mentioned it.
yeah.
There's something up with that fridge, you know.
Oh, what's going on?
There's a bit of a whiff on me can. Smell your can.
Metal. I was like metal.
Bit of a whiff on it.
Mine was in the packaging though, wasn't
You
it?
got smelly metal.
The what?
Mine was in. That's the one.
Smelly metal.
But yeah,
So,
chocolate.
As they're done.
have we done Asda?
Yeah.
We've done the floor goblins.
Yeah.
What are they called? What's the
Homeless people.
Outside.
the homos?
The homos, yeah.
Homos, yeah.
There was a homo outside Asda.
Dirty homo.
A home.
There was
What?
It's not often Carl takes it too far, is it? It feels weird when
he
me
was-
and Adam are like,
he
"Whoa."
was dirty, to be fair. Like, nothing you've said is inaccurate.
Yeah, because John Lewis don't let you use the baths, do they? Like, you can have a watch of TV.
Can't get
All right, something to see out on bro.
Did they sell baths at John Lewis?
No.
Your banter did not get past the accreditation.
Didn't pass the sniff test.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Shagging.
Shagging now. You've done
Oh, yeah.
chocolate. You've
Woke
done
up.
You woke up like, oh, I got bad breath, but Adam's feeling kind of
And
sexy.
she went and brushed her teeth as well, which I feel
Yeah,
like
because
cheating.
she's a fucking
And
gentleman.
you didn't.
No,
That is cheating.
do you know what I mean? She's like, she didn't want me to. She wants to feel good about herself. You know what I mean?
It's new, innit? Relatively new relationship.
Doesn't feel like it is.
You're in your... Oh, really?
No.
Bedding in, is it?
Yeah.
Bedding in.
Yeah.
So the room was too warm.
Room was hot overnight, heating on overnight, and it was a warm morning, wasn't it?
Fucking hell, lad.
Right, but it's been a bit of a weird one recently, hasn't it? Because it's been...
It was cold last night, so we put the heating on and
it
then
was
fell
warm
asleep.
last week, and then it's all of a sudden gone, nah, that's not
was snowing
spring,
on
it's
the way.
fucking Baltic.
But it was really cold last night, so we were like, slash the heating on, but then we fell asleep, both tired. And we woke up to that. You know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, I got to go to work soon, but we could, before we...
Oh, you're looking so fine with your bad breath. Go brush those teeth. I fuck you.
With your hair stuck to the side of your head.
Oh, shit. You dribbled on the pillow, baby. And daddy likes a soggy pillow.
And then we went for it, but I just got out of breath. And then so did she.
Because you hadn't eaten the night before.
Because I hadn't eaten the night
Did
before.
you have to tap out mid-position? Like, love,
Yeah, we
I'm going.
We just stopped. I went and had some chocolate and she had a go on my inhaler. And I'm not even messing.
Wow.
And you carried on.
No, we stopped after that. We said
Working class porn. Come here, love. Hey, I'll have a bag of chips, otherwise I'm not going to get to the fucking end of this scene. He fucked me outside a Pound Bakery. Working class porn for all you.
we said we'll pick it up later when I get home from work. We left it too tight.
Lovely.
Hey.
Anyone? And even Finn could have smacked that down. Finn's not concentrating. Finn's tight. You need some popping candy.
We were tight for time, so we'll reconvene later. I said I'm going to just carb load throughout the day.
You're not running a half marathon, you're just banging your missus. I've been in training. You know, we start fucking, initially, it's like couch to 5K. It's basically bed to long fuck. That's what we do. We just have 5 minutes of shagging, pop it in, pop it out. Nothing vigorous. Build up to it over the months. And now we bang for 20 minutes. That's a long shag though, isn't it? 20 minutes. But the foreplay make it seem longer. Fucking ain't nothing but 50 pumps. Count them if you ain't got nothing to do.
But
the foreplay make it seem
no,
longer.
20 minutes is about normal, isn't it?
It's bad because
From penetration to
Spaff.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
20. minutes.
And you shouldn't know it's 20 minutes. You go, wow,
a
that's
full
long.
headline set, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I call it as well.
You could, yeah?
Yeah.
Red light on 18.
Yeah. Fingering's the support act. You know what I mean? That's the opener. Yeah. Bit of tongue action, that's the middle. Your headline act, Rowe's dick.
Welcome to with his own walk-on music.
What would it be?
Oh, place your dick in my cunt. Run your fingers near my bum. Well, all right.
As if you went cunt and the hole.
Oh my God, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a way that you
About
feel.
20 minutes is about right.
20 minutes. I want a stop clock on this. This is the guy who's just had to have a fucking picnic mid-shag.
Well, this is 100% true. And when you meet Sam, you can ask her and she'll tell you. It's 100% true.
I'm probably not going to open with it, you know, because I've not met her. All right, love. How long do you fuck for? Yeah. Thanks for the present for the newborn, but never mind that. Oh, was this your mum and dad? 2 seconds.
No, the other day, we were in a rush. So she did the old, we can do it, but we've got to be quick. So I timed it. And I was trying to finish as fast as I could.
Right.
What did you get it in?
8.5 minutes.
8.5 minutes is a quick one.
That was as quick as I could.
Bloody
Can't
hell,
be
you've
trying.
got some.
I was really trying. But like, it did feel like I have finished quicker than that. But it felt like I was so conscious of the time, it was affecting the speed.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a bit of a problem with getting in there, and I honestly was struggling to last as long as the countdown clock.
Really?
Oh my God. My first girlfriend, proper girlfriend, was called Nikki Clark.
The hairdresser.
I have a cup.
The hairdresser. I've dated the hairdresser. Yeah.
A man?
Yeah. I mean, I just started A-levels.
And you started dating
But I started dating a 42-year-old male hairdresser. It was just a different time, you know? It was a different time.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was called Nikki Clark, bless her. It's unfortunate when someone becomes, like, famous after you've already been christened.
And you were going to it.
That's it. And honestly, I wish I could show you a picture. She looked kind of like Nikki Clark. She looked like Nikki Clark's daughter. I really wish I could get this. I had a picture of her. She was such a lovely girl. She was from Southport, and we dated for about 6 months, just after my mum had died. So she got a pretty emotionally fucking tilted, like,
Nightingale.
16, 17-year-old. And she did that thing of like, we're going on the pill. And we'd had sex, you know. She wasn't my first. She was one of my first. Like, she was like, I don't know. It was early doors. It was some of my first England caps. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then she went on the pill. I got on really well.
Oh, I see. So you've gone from Johnny's to Bear, and that definitely does.
Bear.
Yeah.
Bear dick.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it does, because like, condoms are horrible.
Yeah.
They do ruin it.
Mood ruiners.
You literally, this is how bad condoms are. You have to weigh up as a young man, like, I mean, I could take the kid to the park. I mean, do I want a kid? Like, I really hate condoms. Am I ready at 17 to be a dad? I don't know. It's like a decision, isn't it?
It's like, it's, you get used to them. So in my past relationships, like, there's been times where, like, girlfriends have been like, we're using condoms. And you do get sort of used to it. But then the second you do it without one, it's like you've been opened up.
No, totally.
To a whole new world. A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. I can show you the world. Yeah, it was the first time I'd ever not used a condom. She maybe was the third girl I'd slept with. And the first two, I almost think you've got to put it down to misadventure, because it was like, what are we even doing? I think, honestly, my virginity might have been just a big lass's armpit. I'm not even sure. It was dark. You know, there was lots of crevices. I just gave it my best effort. And the first time it was without condoms, it was all like, oh, we're going to do this. And it was like, and got in there, and wow, talk about shaving time off your PB. That was phenomenal. And I probably wasn't lasting loads at 16, 17, but you just got in there and went, do 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 do. Oh, that was amazing. And then it's a struggle going back in it. But I remember being a young man, that would be a bit of an issue. I'd just get a little bit too excited and be like, sorry.
What's your method?
What do you mean? Your method of staying on longer?
Yeah. Everyone's got a method, haven't they?
Genuinely, one of mine was, you've just got to get the first round out of the way. And then, we'll talk on the second round.
Oh, I see.
Two legs.
I've sort of been there before on and it's very rare. Normally, if I'm drunk,
different, innit?
It takes, no, but here's the thing. So either it takes ages / it doesn't happen, or there's been a couple of times back in me head when I've been on a one night stand and it's happened in like a minute or so. And I've gone, right, we'll go again. And then the second one lasts for ages and then she's happy as well. But a common technique, if you feel like you're going to finish, is to switch position, isn't it? That's like a common thing. And that does the exact opposite for me. Because if I feel like I'm close and we switch, the second we switch.
Oh, really? Yeah. Too sexy.
Right.
Yeah.
They all pull out and jump down. That's the classic, isn't it?
Jumped off the bed. Just get off. That's a good way to stop yourself coming.
Well, Jenny, I was having such problems with it as a young man because, and I don't want to seem like I'm not saying like I was like an undeniable shagger, but it was a big priority in my life until about 2 years ago. And I actually read up on it a little bit, did some research, and there are like techniques, not just like, think of Margaret Thatcher.
The problem...
Think of Helen Mirren. That's not going to help.
Well, the problem I always had with, one time I thought of Gail Platt, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Ooh. And I finished, and I was like, fucking hell.
She is sexy, though.
I'm not jizzing for Rosie. I'm
jizzing because she's a child.
For Gail. Oh. We've just made Kevin Webster into pedo.
So is the switch position? Mine's the...
Apparently you can pull your balls down.
What do you mean pull out and jump down? Pull out and then lift them out?
Yeah. Because then you look good as well. Oh,
Adam's just this guy. I just love how Adam is like, there's never any like, what do you mean? Pull out and then lick them out. This is for both of us, love.
I mean pull out and like batter her.
No. Well, you said jump down. I didn't think, no.
No, it's the old, I'm going to be nice now. This is not for me.
Yeah, no.
For you.
If you're trying to look like a Lothario,
that is my technique.
It's the classic.
So the switch position doesn't work. So that's mine.
Right.
That's mine.
Apparently, you can pull your balls down because when it's ready for just time, your balls sort of move up a little bit, like torpedoes in the fucking tube, like ready to
load the gun.
Yeah. So you can be like, no, guys.
I've got to be honest with you though.
Yeah.
Explaining that to a girl you're having sex with.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Tugging on my own testicles.
I'm pulling my balls down. Yeah, you see, this is the thing when you're young. When you're old, you're like, I'm tugging on my balls, love. You mind your fucking business. Daddy busy. But when you're young, you try not to, you're like, oh, sorry. And the other one is to slap your dick.
Nope.
Right? On my newborn son's life, I am reversing that bullshit bell. I swear to God.
Slap your dick.
I swear to God.
Bad dog!
I read.
Bad dog!
You know, you literally, your dick is like, I'm good to go. It's hard. It's like, you can just give it a slap and it makes it. Why have you got a garden hose out?
I think it's a euphemism, isn't it?
Right.
I
have at moments of near completion, not with a one night stand, with like a girl that you're close with who knows that I'm an absolute nutter.
Your wife.
No, this is BC, BL.
Bam.
If you're getting too close, then change your positions, angle and tempo. Makes it feel totally different. If it's still too much, jump off and start eating it out. Leave your cock alone.
There you go. Jump off.
Right. Oh, it's it's good technique. But sometimes if the train has already left the station, it's not always easy. You know what I mean? It's all, like, a lot of times I've done that. I've been like, oh, something's happening, and you're trying to play cool, and you're like, don't worry, love, I'm just going to go, and then all of a sudden, I've jizzed on the foot of the bed.
No control.
No control. I have just ended up jizzing where everyone's feet are, and then who's sleeping in that wet patch? Like, my toes are all sticky.
Everyone.
But I have honestly pulled out and given it an audible, like, slap. And it hurts.
Like a
shock.
Make it sexy though.
Hey.
Yeah, baby, what do you like that? You like that?
Hey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find as well? Because that says change tempo, right?
Yeah.
I don't find that helps because if I go slower,
Sexier.
it's not just.
You two. Honestly, when you're not, it was the way Carl went, sexy. Like it sounded. Your friendship is too intense sometimes. You're either ripping the absolute shit out of each other. Like, I was like, no. Sometimes I go slow, and then Carlin, everyone's here, especially if you're listening with that in headphones. Sexier, yeah. Go on, Adam. I fucking love you, lad. Sexier. I can imagine. Go ahead.
Oh. No, but like my ears are hurting. Like when you're going at it, like when you're going at it,
yeah,
like not all the nerve endings getting touched, or like it doesn't feel like they are because you're going so fast.
Oh, because you're doing the pneumatic.
Yeah. But when you start going slow, everything just gets a little. Just a little.
I don't want to think about this anymore.
I mean, like imagine this is my dick. Look, like if you're going fast, it's only like catching, but if you're going slow, like all the walls of the pussy. Every millimeter.
I hope you're having your breakfast, Liz. I hope this is your Saturday morning if you're a patron, Monday morning if you've not committed to the real deal. I hope you're like mid Cocoa Pops and you went, the walls of the pussy. Fucking Cheerios everywhere. The walls of the pussy.
You know what I mean? Just like
I do know what you mean, but it's
tingling.
the worst vigil you've ever given us. Do you know what I mean, ladies? You know, your pussy what? Old Papa Rose just fucking coming in. Hey, if I'm drilling, you don't feel a fucking thing. But yeah, I'm coming. Just tickle. At the old pussy wall. Hey, what's that at the wall? It's my fucking dick, lad.
I've left a fart out. And it's really bad. And I'm sorry, but it's too funny. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like the slowness sometimes, it's a false economy.
Oh, okay.
Because you feel like, if I go slower.
School of Economics.
If I go slower, then I can last longer. When in reality, you're just kidding yourself and everyone you love.
Porn has affected a lot of like lads shagging techniques on it. Yeah. Porn, like I've talked to my female friends and they're like, it honestly, you can tell when a guy is obsessed with porn because he does the sort of like missionary and then bends you over and then he literally just, because in porn it's like all 5 positions are like the main ones, in it.
What are the 5?
I don't know. Missionary, doggy, cowgirl. And then it all gets a bit inventive, like, doesn't it?
Reverse cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl.
It's reverse cowgirl where she faces the door.
Yeah, like she wants to get off.
Yeah.
Faces the door. Blair Witch. Oh, look at me. I don't know what the 5th one
What's
is.
your favourite?
The Dion Dublin.
The Dion Dublin?
That's the 5th one, yeah.
What's that?
You just get off at the header.
Do you know what? I really didn't used to like girl on top until I got a bit older and lazier.
Do you have to know what to do?
And then Laura's got phenomenal waps.
There's nothing.
And then all of a sudden you're like, this is great fun.
Yeah, there's nothing better
Tats and a relax
than a girl who knows what she's doing on top. And there's nothing worse than a girl who doesn't know what she's doing on top.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she hurts the little pelvic bone.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, it's dangerous, isn't it?
Sometimes it's like they're trying to fucking burst a fucking plastic bag.
Oh.
They're just like,
Yeah. Oh, that's
that good for you?
You mean shagging Shrek?
Once, twice, actually, yeah. As you well know.
She sounded dreadful. She sounded worse than that Cadbury's chocolate bar. Good for you!
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no one wants to be like, when they get a bit like, they're having a seizure on a fucking bucking bronco. You're like, no, love, that's dangerous. No, this is going to end up broken or somewhere that you don't want it.
But if they've got the rhythm.
Oh, the rhythm's going to get you.
The rhythm.
Yeah.
Rhythm is going to get you. Rhythm is going to get you. How'd you like me now?
Do you know what the best? Do you know what the best thing is? It's the best a girl can do on top. The best way I can describe it is if she was trying to use her vagina to knead bread. Do you know what I mean? Just like,
what's the hands? Did she do them hands?
The best I can describe it It's honestly, that is not a loaf that I'd try. That is an artisan loaf I might leave on the shelf there.
Sourdough.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like,
What's he doing with the hands? The Import World.
going low, going down in Acapulco.
And Adam's at the side having a vanilla slice. Give it to me. Going loco, down in Acapulco. You need to change the fucking Alexa. What the... Get some Ja Rule on. You know what he likes. Holy shit. That was so much fun. What a silly, silly section. I've got a week-old baby. This is not my life. Like, if you're like, well, these two love shagging. I mean, this is all memory lane for me at the moment.
When do you think you'll be able to go back to Pound Town?
Well, I admitted something on the Patreon episode just gone, didn't I? And it's a private breast-based thing that happened between me and my good wife that she has decided to tell a lot of people about. Her mother.
You told more people.
You told thousands of people.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I think I'm into it.
Look, right. I know we say this a lot, and we've had a couple of comments recently going, "Oh, all the best stuff's on Patreon. What a fucking coincidence!" Yeah, we saved the best stuff for the people who fucking pay for it.
To be fair, the last 25 minutes was fucking good fun, wasn't it? It just happens when it happens.
But you revealed something on Patreon, which we won't reveal here. Patreon.com/HaveAwayPod. It's worth the £3 alone. Sign up, listen to the most recent episode, and then cancel it. You won't regret it.
But I think now that Laura has had her tubes tied and cauterized, I think I don't know. It's going to be a wee while. Obviously, she's just had major surgery. But it's funny, like, she thinks she's fancying me at the moment.
You think she is?
I think she's giving me a little nod, like,
yeah.
That's nice.
You do look more handsome lately.
Got a glow.
Got a glow.
Your arms look big today.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Yeah. That jumper's nice,
It is, isn't it? Said Johan Cruyff from Retro Classics. Someone asked. Retroclassics.co.uk. Really good stuff. Yeah. I'm going to get another one. It's one of them. Someone emailed in a few months ago saying, "Oh, my missus gave birth in December. It's bloody February. I need sex." You're like, you can't be a dick about it. Come on, love. I know you had stitches, but they're fucking out now. But I just think there's going to be a slow build, and then there's going to be a little bit of sexuality. Maybe I'll just play the start of this episode, and that'll get her right in the mood. Maybe I'll just clip out Adam's pussy wall. Be like, Laura, do you want to get in the mood? Watch this. Adam like, just tickle, tickle, tickle on the old pussy wall. Tickle, tickle. And Laura be like, oh, mama like that. Mama like that. It's not, I'll be honest, having a newborn baby, it's not the sexiest time. When my mother-in-law stood there ironing and my wife's
gone, by the way.
Where's he gone?
Absolutely gone.
She's got a breast pump going, and I love
what your mother-in-law has.
It's so... I've got some lids finishing in the garden office. I've got a builder fucking still finishing.
Your mother-in-law can't be doing that.
My mother-in-law
that
is
milk is going to be off.
And everyone was like, "Are you ready to go back to work?" I swear to God, I need this calm. So, Laura,
do you not
I know you're going to watch this, and I'm looking forward to making that sweet love. Plus, you've had your tubes tied, so I'm blowing loads everywhere.
Yeah. Is there no sort of scope because the mother-in-law's there that she could look after the children while you're going bonk?
Yeah.
How long's the mother-in-law staying for?
About another week and a half.
There you go. That's your window of opportunity.
It's not. I don't. No, it's not.
Not reckon?
No, I don't.
So you don't reckon in the next week and a half?
No. Not after a C-section.
Why?
Go round the back.
A little bit tender. I feel we're in a dangerous conversation, guys. This is a public episode.
The thing is, though, it was a C-section, so there's been no damage done by the baby.
Okay. Just ever so slow. Ever so slow. Do 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 do. The baby crying.
My
mother-in-law just creeping. Don't worry, guys. I'll just get him.
Do it in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it in your room next to your Super Mario poster.
One day, One day. Feels weird that we've done the parenting thing now. Like, that is the last bibbit I'm having unless something goes really fucking wrong. So now it's just, hopefully
unless you adopt,
in a few months. Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah. I'm done. This is it. This is the team. Now it's my time. Gradually, my life will get easier.
But what happens
and
if...
then one of you will start having babies and then your life will be fucking...
But what happens if, let's say in 5 years, so Jack's 5, Etta will be...
9.
What if Jack and Etta both come to you, right? And they've been having a conversation and they go, we want to adopt a third... we want another brother or sister.
Right.
And we want them to be of a different ethnicity.
It's a weird chat for a 5 and 9-year-old to have, isn't it? I know things have changed culturally, but that is a weird chat for a 5 and 9. Can we just have a meeting in this room? Etta's like, I know I'm only 9, but can I have a word? I want a private word with my 5-year-old brother. Lad, we need a black brother. And I don't mean figuratively. Do you know what I mean? Visit Rwanda, bring something back. Not just duty free. Why is that a Scouse? I don't know.
Because the builders are still there.
Builders have been fucking around in my garden for 4 years, and now to the extent that my daughter's gone, lad.
If you were going to adopt a different one though, a different ethnicity, would you go black or would you go Asian or South American?
South American? Wow.
The old South American ethnicity.
Asian babies are the cutest, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm very pro that. Yeah.
But I'd love to get like a little Argentinian.
A little Argentinian.
Little baby Argentinian.
Not Chilean. Peruvian. Chilean. No, Argentinian. Chilean. It is.
Argentinian.
I'd like a Maori.
Would you?
Yeah.
Like the rock. The pebble.
Yeah. And at 12, all our fucking Christmas family pictures are proper fucked up because we've got these awful Anglo-Saxon parents, 2 Anglo-Saxon kids, and a 12-year-old rock who I've secretly been giving growth hormone in his Cocoa Pops. Father, I feel very strong. I'm like,
why has he still got that accent?
Bro. It's a strong Maori accent.
You've adopted
Daddy, I want to play rugby.
Using Jack as the ball.
Never mind that. Help them fucking Scousers finish the garden off. I've relayed the lawn with my dick. Where are you from? I think I'm from South Africa now. I can't do Maori. I don't know. I'm so far away from New Zealand that I don't know if we've accidentally been proper wrong, but yeah. So yeah, I'd like to adopt a rock.
A Maori.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. How about you, Carl? You'd go Japanese, wouldn't you? Just because you're a year in Japan.
And they're just like cute.
Finn, what would you do? You go Turkish, Welsh, somewhere else?
There would be a need to adopt if it was Turkish and Welsh. I'd probably...
That's a good point.
I'd probably go... Yeah, probably Japanese or Asian.
Yeah.
They all just
good.
Cute.
Very positive. Talking about Asian people in a very positive way.
Yeah.
What are you calling your Argentinian son?
Oh,
Lionel. John. Every fucking time. John Rowe. John Rowe. The only Argentinian in fucking West Derby.
No, you got to go something a bit spicier, haven't you?
Jonathan.
Habanero. Rowe.
Nando's.
Nando's Rowe.
Chorizo.
You know why? It's so funny because it's like Hispanic, so like it's like whoa, because they're not like a race that's been like hammered. Like no one has ever been to school as a young Argentinian being like, I've been racially abused as an Argentinian. We're like, hey, chorizo, fine.
Yeah.
And they got the footy in there.
What else do they eat in Argentina? Have they got like a national dish?
Oh, let's have a look, eh?
Let's name them after that, eh? And then we'll do Japan after this.
Is it all just Spanish influence, surely? Oh, no, because the indigenous people...
Asados.
Asados, that's what I'm calling them.
That's it, is asados.
Barbecue
meat grilled on a Perillo large grill that's packed with steaks.
I feel like that's going to be parillo.
Parillo. I would love to eat that.
Yeah,
looks good, doesn't it?
Sweet bread.
Oh,
Do you like those Argentinian, Brazilian restaurants where they just bring you meat after meat unless you turn your little thing over? Have you been?
I'm not. I've been, but every time I'm just like, I'd really love just a properly good steak. Because you know when they come out and they're like, $5.50? I'm like, nah, mate. Where's the guy with the steak? Oh, yeah.
Chicken heart. That's what they offered me in Ben, Brazil.
It's nice, you know.
I haven't tasted it. It just feels weird.
You just don't think about it.
I always
eat
feel
it.
like the steak guy just doesn't come round enough.
The steak guy doesn't go to any tables. He's just teasing you. He just walks around the building with steaks like, hey.
Where's the steak guy? It's near the disabled toilet. You don't come around very much. But if you want to see chicken liver guy, there's 4 of them. He everywhere.
Speedy Gonzalez working Ben
We
Brazil
got
now.
some squirrel meat. Here, they can have Pedro, where's the squirrel meat? Where's steak guy? He not here. He gone. He not allowed to be here. That's okay. And they're like, bueno, she lent me the money. Avida!
Like steak.
Japan was very don't ask if you don't want to know.
Really?
Yeah, we used to go to yakiniku a lot, which is...
Yeah. And what would those waiters sound like?
Was that just with food, or was it like, where is my family?
Oh, sorry, Carl, I was
It is, yeah, kidnapping. Don't ask. Just hope. No, you go to yakiniku restaurants where you make your...
What?
Yakiniku. So
like the Yo Sushi of Japan.
Yahe Nico.
yakiniku. So in the middle of the table was a big
Nicky Nacky Noo.
grill.
Yeah.
And they gave you the meat.
Right.
And it was all... Like, yakiniku was cow. So it's just literally all the bits of the cow. Like, all of it.
See, here's
And
what...
it tastes amazing, but you don't ask. Like, my mate Steve's over there now. He'd go, what's that? And they, like the Japanese person would go, because we go with friends, they go, oh, that's like cow dick. I'd eat it. If I liked it, wouldn't ask. If I didn't like it, I'd go, what was that?
Is it just in little piles? Is it arranged in the shape of a cow?
They just give you a cow and a sword.
See, here's my problem with different languages, right? Why not just call it a cow instead of yakiniku?
No, yakiniku is the type of, like yaki is grill.
Right, okay, so it's grilled cow.
It's not grilled cow, is it?
Why? In other languages, don't they just call it a cow? Is that what you just said?
It just...
Fucking Japanese people
You ever had
with their
yakitori?
own word for cow.
You ever had
It just
yakitori, Adam?
comes.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought what Carl was saying was that yakiniku was Japanese for cow. And that just seems like a lot of effort for such a shit animal. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
One syllable instead of yakiniku. Why do we need 4 syllables for a fucking cow?
That's so how good the animal is.
Yeah.
So tiger should have more than tiger ragarguragu because
But
tigers
tiger-
are great.
Yeah, but tiger's short for a Latin version of it, which is longer.
You have no idea what you just said, surely.
No, check it. Think about it. Best animal ever. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Fucking loads of syllables.
Well known heavyweight champion of animals.
Yeah. Shit animal. Rat.
It's a lie, Adam.
One.
Sorry.
The way you back that up with what look like facts that quickly is impressive. You just said that like, lad, I've grew up with that belief. Tyrannosaurus Rex, loads of syllables. I was my granddad taught me this. Between plastering the fucking wigwam. Rat, 1 syllable. Ant, shit. Flea, shit, 1 syllable.
Mountain lion.
Donkey, slightly better. Mountain lion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saber-toothed tiger.
Duck-billed platypus really fucks up your argument, doesn't it? Okay.
Oh, they're sick, then.
No, they're not.
It's my favourite animal.
Shut up.
A duck-billed platypus.
It's honestly,
It's got on his wall.
it's half beaver, half duck.
Exactly.
It's fucked up.
It's like a Pokemon.
How are we following that? Literally. We're from fucking pussy walls to duck-bill platypus. Either way, the ladies love it. If you want to slow down, if you're about to come, just watch the last 3 minutes of this podcast. Tigers, duck-bill platypus. Oh God, let's have a little break and we'll be back shortly.
What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product, from gummy bears to the oil itself. This stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety. It can help you sleep. It can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're gonna get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk.
Going live. Welcome back. TikTok's doing well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our TikTok's doing well. At Have a Word Pod on all social medias. We've been meaning to do TikTok for ages. And I've been banging on about it since, like, Laura's quite into TikTok. She's like the old, I think mum TikTok's a bit of a thing. It's not just for the kids.
TikTok and Instagram Reels seem to be doing really well. Obviously, our main focus is always the long form podcasts, but we want to get as many eyes on it as possible. And the way we do that is clips on social media, but it's very hard sometimes, isn't it? Because TikTok's only a minute and Instagram Reels is only 30 seconds. To go through 3 hours of a podcast and go, what's the funniest 30 seconds of that? Just to get it out there to the masses.
When I can imagine it is. Carl works his dick off. Carl and Finn are working their dick off. I honestly could imagine people watching going, yeah, that wasn't very funny. You're like, oh, it's hard, isn't it? It's difficult to get to boil it down. Facebook are like, do as long. Facebook is so reflective of the people that use it. Take as long as you want.
It's an old dying dog.
Take as long as you want. You want a clip of 7 minutes? That's absolutely fine. Upload it. We'll take our time, have a cup of tea watching it.
You want a full 2 hours? Have 2 hours.
That's absolutely fine. Twitter's like 2 minutes 20. Opinions, banter, religion.
Is that it?
Outrage.
That's Twitter's.
Twitter. Are you offended about little things? Twitter. Are you bitchy and whingy and want to moan about stuff? Twitter.
It's getting funny, innit? Like, because we're getting more and more eyes on the podcast, more and more people are seeing what we do. And with that comes, you're going to get a lot more fans, but you're also going to get a lot more whinges. And like, we put a clip on TikTok about me saying, those people who've had to shield for a year, what if they've lost the social skills? Clearly just fucking around. There's people like, well, I've been shielding for a year and I don't find this funny. There's just so many.
I watched your TikTok and I've been shielding and I'm not going to go out on the street and fuck everything. And I need to write that down in a comment. You fucking meths, mate. Keep shielding, dickheads. Stay in the house, turn off the fucking internet and have a nap. Fucking wet wipes.
I wonder if there'll ever come a time in the human race melded with social media where people watch something and they don't like it and they just go, nah, on to the next one, and they just watch the next thing.
Yeah, most people do, but it's just the like, here comes a comment. Fucking dickheads.
Not many people watch a video, like it, and comment. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, on Twitter especially. It's like, oh, this is disgraceful. Just
Twitter's just an angry platform.
don't look at it then.
It is. It's what it's about, isn't it? Instagram's so friendly. Instagram's nice. I made my tea. I went for a lovely walk with my dog and my girlfriend. Hey! I got a baby. Hey! Twitter like, I fucking hate your team and your political party. Fuck off and die.
TikTok's like
Twitter.
Those first two were mine, weren't they? I've made me tea, I've been for a walk with my girlfriend and a dog. And the third one was you. I've had a baby.
It really feels like I've lost some weight. Oh, it's lovely.
Me again.
I don't want to lose weight. That's all right as well. Like, I'm still big. That's fine. You can be big. Instagram. It's pictures and it's friendly. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Twitter is just, it's easier to get anger out in 280 characters than positivity, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Anger's like a short reactionary thing, and that's what Twitter is. It's the shortest.
And it's written as well, isn't it? It's mainly the word. Like, it's obviously it's videos and pictures, but Instagram is nearly completely visual, unless they screenshot from Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is written opinion with some pictures and with some videos. And in those opinions, it gets like, as soon as you're writing some down, you're like, that's just what I think. And it just weirdly, the strangest thing for me is I have a burner account for Twitter for porn. Because Twitter's great for porn. If you need a little wanky woo on the go, not like on a fucking...
On the go?
On a bus. But like...
On the go to me is like walking.
All right, I mean, just like an away leg, somewhere else. You're just not... And also, sometimes I can't be arsed getting a laptop out and I've like...
I never get a laptop out.
Oh, no, that's my deluxe.
I'm phone inch from my face, pull the pud, spaff, and then I have to like press the little button in the bottom right and get rid of the porn. Otherwise, I have to put it in a different room and like wave sage over it.
Yeah. Well, I've been using, because Twitter's got a lot of porn on it, and I've been using it and then gone, I'm finished, and just like press the like home button. And that means that the next time you pop Twitter on, it's like, all the porn! And I did that in the birthing suite when we were, when Laura was giving birth early. You know, you just get in there and you're like, oh, everything's fine, everything's all right. And then I was like, oh, I'll do the loop of the phone, and went onto Twitter, and it was like, hi, Dan, remember what you were doing 3 hours ago, you dirty bastard?
Were you wanking while Laura was in labour? Daniel?
Anyway, we've got some correspondence.
Daniel?
We've got some correspondence.
Were you masturbating while your wife was being cut open?
No, dickhead. No. Cut open. You have no time scale of pregnancy, do you? In your head, you're like, she started squeezing, and then it was a C-section. It was the night before, and I was at home.
You were at home?
Private time.
But you said you were going to do the lap of the phone while you were at the hospital.
So then, we were in the labour suite. It's been a while since I've used my phone. I go on Twitter, and what was there from before?
Right.
It all makes sense if you can concentrate through the whole thing. I wasn't like, Laura, this is boring. I know you're in labour, but I want to crack one out. This is my birth as well. Yeah, that's frowned upon in the birthing suite.
I thought you just nipped off to the disabled toilet.
Oh, no. Have you ever had a disabled toilet crack one out?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really? Held onto the thing on the side?
What?
Why?
Because I love the smell of shit.
Strong start to this section. Strong start.
No, just nipped off, you know what I mean?
From?
Middle of a night out. Leave you at the bar getting around then. Go and have a wank, come back.
A lot of sexual stuff happens to you in and around toilets, doesn't it? Virginity, crack one out in the dizzies.
I didn't really wank in the toilet.
Okay, good. Didn't.
Except on a train.
No.
You never had to on a train?
A transpennine wank?
That woman's talking to you, though.
No, wait for her to finish.
Yeah.
Really?
Don't flush your washing machine down the toilet.
Come on.
No, the vibrations of the train on you.
No, you haven't. Have you cracked one out
In a train toilet?
in the train toilet?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
Because if
it says don't flush your ex's sweater, but it doesn't say anything about cum-soaked tissue.
It doesn't, does it?
So,
I mean, it was in
the lack of evidence.
It was in the original script. Be honest, truthy row. Have you touched little Vinny on the 12:20 to London?
Yeah, on the Virgin toilet, yeah. On the Virgin train.
Right.
I was hungover.
Oh, every time it's a hangover, innit? Oh, I know I've cracked one out in a fucking playground of a primary school, but I had a few drinks last night.
No.
Mid-toffee crisp. I had to have a break.
That's not justified, is it? You can't justify paedophilia with a hangover. You can justify coming on a train.
Shall we move on? We've dirted ourselves into the ground. We've got a question here from Sean. It says, all right, boys, just a quick stand-up question for you. I made the decision recently, when COVID goes away, I'm going to have a go at an open mic night. Over the years, if a funny subject came to me, I've written it down in my phone just in case. I think I've actually managed to assemble a fairly solid set now. Do you really? Is that what you think, Sean? Which has given me... I mean, I've written down all these things. I think I'm ready for Wembley.
Oh, carry on. I am listening. I just need to write down an idea for a joke I had earlier.
Okay.
I am listening. Keep going.
To be fair to Sean, he's on the right tracks, because this is Adam Rowe, who's reasonably good at stand-up, and this is exactly what Adam does. It's what all good comics do. Never let an idea just drift away. Always jot it down. That's one of the best bits of advice. And as you're drifting off to sleep and you're like, oh, yeah, that'd be funny, never think, it's all right, I can't be arsed writing it down. I'll just write it down in the morning because that thought will drift off into la la land and not come back in the morning. You're not going to wake up and go, brilliant.
Do you want to hear what me think is?
Funny. Do you want to do it?
I can tell you if you want.
Or are you going to...
It's just one line that I think will work.
Go.
So I'm writing like a...
Have you ever been on a train?
I've wrote a couple of girlfriend bits lately because obviously I've been seeing Sam for a few months now and it'll be like 6 months by the time we go back to work and that. Yeah. So the line I just thought, because she's into astrology, Sam. So is your missus, isn't she?
Yeah.
Of course she is.
So the line I've thought of is my girlfriend's into astrology, which means when she's being a cunt, she blames the moon.
You do?
They do that, don't they?
Neptune's having a sleep today.
But that'll work as a line, won't it? That'll get a laugh.
I think so, yeah.
Just as a little introduction.
Can tell you're past the, like the honeymoon period. Because when you're a few months in, you're like, yeah, I've written this show. When you're in like, what the world needs now. No one has that thought after the first 2 weeks, do they? After the first 3 or 4 months, like, you know what? Fucking being a cunt, blame it on the moon. Solid banter. He says, however, sorry. Over the years, it's funny, and I think I've actually managed to assemble a fairly solid set. Which has given me confidence to consider an open mic. Fair enough. However, I've talked my ideas through with a few different people and found out when I walk them through it, there's barely any reaction. Obviously, I don't do it as a routine, more just talk around the jokes. I really do think I've got some funny material, but the lack of reaction is making me doubt myself. Does this mean my material is shy, or is it different when it's performed on stage? Any advice would be appreciated. Cheers. Sean. It's funny because that thing of like, I think I've got a fairly solid set is always going to get a reaction from comics. Yeah. Because if you've never tried comedy and you've put like 20 ideas in your phone, you've got 20 ideas. And in all honesty, what number out of them might work or stick when you're starting out? If you've got 1 or 2 out of those 20 that lands, you've had a result.
Defo.
Because the return rate is going to be low. But the trying it with friends is I know what he's going through because you go, oh my God, am I wrong?
Well, first of all, you don't want to end up being that guy who's always trying bits on his mates first. You just don't want to be because people will get bored of it. Secondly, one of the big reasons a lot of stand-up works is because of the context of a man on stage trying to be funny and you've got the freedom to talk and explore ideas. And people in the audience know you're trying to be funny and they're in a crowd of people. When you're just saying it to your mates, sometimes I'll tell Sam or Carl or me dad or me brother or another one of my mates a bit that I've really enjoyed from another comedian that I think is hilarious. And they look at you like you're speaking Chinese.
If you say to me an idea that you've got, I won't go, ha ha ha. I'll go, yeah.
That'll work, yeah.
That's good.
But then you'll see it on stage and you might laugh.
Yeah, but I won't go, that was fantastic.
And also, there are some bits that retell well in conversation that make great bit. This is why stand-up is infuriating and mesmerising and wonderful and difficult because it's not. There isn't one rule for, like, some bits you can go, mate, I've just thought of this, and people go, and it'll work really well on stage. And other bits will get fucking nothing from your mates. They'll be like, I'm not sure what you're trying to say, and will end up being your best bit of material.
Also, like, on stage being funny as a stand-up comic takes such a high level of being funny. I remember talking about this I was the guest co-host on Jason Manford's Absolute Radio show. This was about 2.5 years ago now, maybe even a bit longer.
It's good, that. It's a really good... It's
good fun.
Yeah.
And
Manford's sound as well.
When I turned up, he was like, just so you know, you don't have to be anywhere near stand-up funny to be really funny on this. He said, it was before I was a podcaster and sort of did this twice a week. He was like, us just having a conversation and trying to make each other laugh will be more than enough to make everyone think you're brilliant. And I sold loads of Edinburgh Festival tickets off the back of that. On stage is a high level of funny. It takes a lot, and that's why there's a lot of people who do these short TikTok videos and Instagram Reels and Facebook videos where they're like, every type of girl in a nightclub. And they're all pretending to be like the girl who's always on her phone, the slaggy one, the one who drinks too much, the one who's trying to get everyone into a taxi. And it'll get 1 million likes and 100 million views. And then that cunt announces a stand-up tour and they go on it and they do 3 shows and cancel the rest of the tour. Because being funny for 30 seconds to your phone screen is a completely different skill to holding the attention of a room for 20, 30, 45, 60 minutes. It's just a totally different thing. And it's the most rewarding, it's the best way of being funny is on stage in front of a live audience, but it's the hardest to do, and it takes years and years and years. And this is why we've spoken about this, especially on the Alfie Brown episode recently. There's a lot of people who are getting TV breaks and like stand-up specials on the BBC or a stand-up set on the BBC who will then go and sell tours or try and do these big clubs. And they're on with comedians who've never been given a break, but have worked on the comedy circuit for 20, 25 years.
Sharpening the tools.
Who just destroy the place. Like, put it this way, I'd rather follow any comic who was on the last series of Mock the Week than I would rather follow Mick Ferry at the Frog in Manchester.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Mick will never be on that show because telly has just gone, nah, not for us.
Yeah. Shanners has done 7 minutes on TV, and you would take so many of the names that have done live at the Apollo in the last few years, you would much rather close over them than Steve Shaniaski, who got on TV once in 2010.
Fuck following Steve Shaniaski after he's done the middle spot.
Mate, Steve Shaniaski, if he's in the mood, like don't get me wrong, some of those bits are 10 years old, but they're 10 years old and still in the set because they are funny bits.
And he can sell his shit.
And he's just gone, I want to be a weekend smasher.
Do you know what's funny about that Shaniaski
Bang,
telly
bang,
bit? We used to love that before we knew Shaniaski.
The 7-minute clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to love
on
that
Comedy
clip.
Rocks.
Yeah.
With Jason
Jason
Manford.
Manford's Comedy Rocks, yeah.
What's the bit? We used to talk about it all the time.
It's the moving in with your girlfriend. And you get like an inch of wardrobe space. And
Yeah. That's such a good 7 minutes as well.
He's got some great bits.
That's still on YouTube, so check that out.
But
Steve Shaniaski, Comedy Rocks with Jason
We
Manford.
need
It's
to
a
get
really good
Shanners
set.
on as well. He's great. He's one of my old mates from stand-up.
Should maybe try and get him next week. We haven't got a guest for next week yet.
He's really, really sound, and he has just honed his skills. He's not done. I think he's done Edinburgh once, but all he's like, I pay the bills by fucking hoofing it on a weekend, and then you gig with some guys who have got more notoriety because TV's got quotas that need filling, who aren't much further on than the brand new acts, are they? They've like...
Well, that Festival of Funny that was just on the BBC, there was a load of acts on that who've literally just done their first TV set, stand up on essentially a taxpayer-funded service, who I wouldn't book for a 10-minute open spot in Runcorn.
No. And good luck to them. Good luck to them. I'd take the opportunity if I was given it, I'm sure. But in terms of Sean and trying his material...
The thing is as well, sorry to sort of stand on you there, but I just want to make something clear. I'm not slagging those acts off. They're just new. I'm not saying they're shit, but they're just new, and it does them as much harm as it does anyone else. I've got a couple of mates, and I won't name them, who got a couple of breaks early on, and it looked like they were picked as the next big thing. And it's like they won like 1 or 2 competitions, like the new act competitions, and then everyone goes, "You're the new one. You're going to be dead good." And it puts so much pressure on them, and then they get put into clubs to do 20s, and they're dying. So then the clubs stop booking them. And then because the clubs stop booking them, they can't hone the stuff. Then they can't get an Edinburgh show together. Then the TV people come and see them. And because their confidence is low and they haven't been able to do well on weekends or in comedy clubs, then they're in front of TV people are going, he was meant to be the next big thing. And then they end up doing absolutely fuck all.
And they've got, through the whole of that, one of the biggest agents telling them what to do, because it's all just academy stuff, isn't it? It's like the under 18s. I'm sure they've got agents who represent some of the biggest footballers, and they're like, listen, we need about 10, 20 of these young lads, knowing that fucking 18 of them will not be there at the professional level. That's what the agents are doing with these new acts. And I'm sad for some of these new acts that get these first chances, and you're like, God, you're not ready. No. Like, my agents told me to do Edinburgh this year. You're like, you're not ready for it. You need to get a 20 sorted, never mind an hour. Doing an hour Edinburgh well takes a lot of time and experience to do it properly. Oh my God.
Comics just, like, the industry needs to change a lot. And a big thing that needs to change is that agents and managers and publicists need to just fucking chill out a bit and get, like, I love comedy. I'm obsessed with it. We've talked about it a million times, and I love it when questions like this come up and it sparks one of these conversations. We're so far behind the top of America. Apart from our few big hitters, McIntyre, Kevin Bridges, Mickey Flanagan, I think you can put them in the world-class bracket. But we haven't got anywhere near as much. But this is such a comedy island. There's more comedy per capita in the UK than anywhere else in the world. And it's because we love it, but we're never going to reach those absolute peaks unless comics are going to be given the time to grow and hone their skills before they're given big opportunities. Like, I talk to people now who I haven't seen for years, who I, like, grew up with. Like, do you remember me mate growing up, Bernard?
Yeah.
Remember Mark, his uncle, who used to play footy with us?
I do, yeah.
Right. So I bumped into, he works in Asda, and I bumped into him, and he was like, oh, how are you getting on? He was like, when are you going to be on these shows, lad? He said, because do you know what? I used to fucking love Mock the Week when it first started. I used to love the Live the Apollo and that. Used to sit down every week. We'd make sure we either watched it or recorded it, and now it's fucking shite. They've got all these young kids on who don't know what they're fucking doing. That's the audience. That's the people who go and watch live comedy. That's someone who loves comedy who's becoming disillusioned with TV comedy. And it's because when Live the Apollo started, it was Jack D hosting it. And he went, here's Lee Mack to do 20 minutes. Here's Michael McIntyre to do 20 minutes. Here's Julian Clary to do 20 minutes. People who'd worked the circuit and worked as comics for years. And now it's someone who did well on the last series Live at the Apollo hosting, who is 5-6 years into their career, introducing someone who's 2 or 3 years into it, who's just been signed by a big agent. If you gave those comics another 5 years, just push it back 5 years, still give them the opportunities. Just let them get better. It'll be better for them. It'll be better for comedy. And it'll bring more audience back to comedy.
This is back to the thing of, like, HBO and Netflix is the reason that the American scene is so much further on than us, because the pinnacle of American comedy was always an HBO special. And now it's become a Netflix special. And that's a subscription-based service, cable TV station, where you could say anything, and the producers of those, Netflix is essentially a channel now, isn't it? They literally encourage artists to push the boundaries. There's no one going, oh God, you can't say that. Oh God, you can't say that. And that's why America has ended up so much further ahead, because the top of their industry, there are major companies going, everyone will watch this. And this is historically where all the best have come. And you can do longer, and you have to be phenomenal, and you can say anything. The content isn't like, we're not going to take a script and go, God, you can't talk about that. You can't say these words. And then over here, we've got the BBC and the ITV, the BBC particularly, which has been an incredible patron of comedy over the years. But it holds modern stand-up back, because it goes, you can't say this, because we are a license fee supported channel. So everyone's allowed to be like, oh my God, you said this about this minority and you said this word. You can't say cunt. And you're like, there should never be that sort of sanitizing of stand-up, because it holds it back.
100%, but it's going to be there when it's essentially a taxpayer funded thing, because essentially the viewers of the BBC are shareholders of it. On paper, do you know what I mean? So they've got every right to go, I'm funding this, I don't like it. When it comes to Netflix, although their subscription is funding it, it's a voluntary thing. Do you know what I mean? It's voluntary.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I'm just saying it holds us back, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You can't accidentally put Dave Chappelle's special on. You have to go to... He says it in one of his specials, if you're pissed off at what I'm saying, remember, you clicked on my face. But you can skip past the BBC and go, oh, what's this on? And then hear something you don't want to hear. And that's the argument from the people who get upset by it. There needs to be, well,
Netflix need to make some UK stand-up.
But the only way
the
only way they're going to do that is if our industry changes and we can compete with... Because at the minute, the only UK comics who get a Netflix special are the ones who have done great over here and then started doing bits in America, like Jack White or Jimmy Carr. They actually tend to be a lot of the acts who are signed to Hannah Chambers management, I think.
Well, it's an American service, isn't it?
Yeah.
They know every American stand-up special they know has a chance to do well internationally, but the American market is more insular. There's less American Netflix users are going to be like, who's this British guy? There needs to be more of a reason. So for Netflix, it's just a numbers game, isn't it? Like, why are they going to pump in loads of money to UK stand-up when it'll sell well over here in terms of Netflix, but it might not do as well internationally and with their US market. However, it's still stifling to UK comedy. And this is why, God bless YouTube and everyone watching here, because this is our chance to be free of that. To be like, the quality will rise. You can't, this is why I love our podcast, because people find it and go, this is really funny, it makes me laugh. And no producer and no like script editor has ever been involved. No agents have ever been like, do you know what would be great?
They've tried.
Adam and Dan would be so good together. And we think it should be about this. And we don't think they should talk about anything. Yeah, us talking about wanking on the train wasn't our best bit of this episode. That would have been script edited way before. And do you know what else have been script edited? The fucking slow pussy wall. It would have all been taken out. If UK producers who have got the TV mentality would take what have we done an hour so far in this episode and edited out what they think is suitable, that would have been an 8-minute first half to this podcast. And they can fuck off, because I think that is dying.
We are going to get you involved with all these advertisers, and then they can decide that they don't want to advertise on you anymore because you said dick whilst doing a Samoan accent.
And your uncle, who is bored of that, wants the dick with the Samoan accent because it's more interesting. And you can be an adult and go, yeah, I don't like it. I think it's just crass and I don't like it. That's fine. Good. That's allowed. You can go and find something that you like that's a bit more tempered.
We've never once said we're trying to make something that everyone likes. We're trying to make something that people aren't getting anywhere else, and that makes us laugh. That's all we're doing in it.
Bring on YouTube and bring on like smart TVs and let people choose what they want to watch, and just stop like it feels like an attack on the BBC, but it does feel like it holds UK comedy back, that someone's going, no, naughty word. And just who's offended by words? Like I like sentences and like context, I can see how that's offensive. But like just being like, I don't like the word cunt. Cunt's a naughty, really naughty word.
It's just a noise.
It's one of the worst words. Like, how can you listen to a story where the Tory government's like, nah, we're not going to feed poor kids. Nah, we're not going to give them school meals out of school terms. Like, yeah, that's fine. I'll listen to that all day. Twat. Oh my God. You said the war against terror. You said that word. Like, fucking grow up. Good God.
What's his name? Ryan.
So Sean.
So there you go, Sean.
So I think that answers your question, Sean.
Fuck the BBC.
Fuck the BBC. let me just say, I'm pretty sure what Sean meant was, why is the BBC holding back UK comedy? I mean, I know he asked about his own career, but I think the bigger picture of what he was like hinting at.
Here's the thing, Sean. You're never going to know what's going to work on stage until you do it on stage. So when you get the opportunity, when open mics start again, do it on stage. Get on stage as often as you can, work as hard as you can for as long as you can, keep getting better and better and better at stand-up. That's the only way you can do it. Trying to make your friends laugh with your stand-up ideas, sat around the dinner table or stood having a pint, it's just not a good way of doing it. They're going to end up thinking you're a twat. Get on stage, keep getting on stage until you're good enough that someone gives you some money for it. It's the only way to be good at stand-up. It's the only way to get better. It's the only way to know if any of your ideas are actually stand-up funny. There's no shortcut. There's nothing else you can do.
Apart from being non-binary.
Yeah.
I mean, that will help a little.
Yeah. A non-binary black dwarf. Dwarf?
I don't know.
You were trying really hard.
That's the old one, isn't it?
A non-binary black dwarf who is in the triads. You do rate me though, yeah?
Lads, I'm not just like filling a quota. Oh, Sean. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
You got any other questions?
I'd love to do it all again. I wouldn't, but it was exciting.
Yeah.
Just so exciting.
Enjoy it while you can.
So it's the first gig is like the first bonk without a condom. So
yeah. Just like rubbing your fucking face right along a big pussy wall for 20 minutes.
Get your face in the pussy wall. She a big lady. She a big lady.
Do you reckon there's a vagina in the world that could take my head?
No.
You got a big
There aren't
head.
many hats.
Have you got a big... you have got quite a large head. It looks
have, yeah.
weighty.
Yeah.
Like you've lost weight, but not in the head.
No, it's big, innit? I end up looking like a Bratz doll when I lose weight. Do you know what I
Sophie
mean?
apple?
Because I'm still sort of like, you know what I mean? Like a fucking pop vinyl. You know what I mean?
There are some heads that I reckon could get up there with the right lady in the right head. Oh, it's just my holiday ruined.
Or yours.
No, I've got quite a large
No,
one.
but
Something that Sam keeps mentioning to me. Like, we're at this point in the relationship.
Mate, you're going to need more than a chocolate bar halfway through that, aren't you? Full head up there. It's going to be a roast dinner at half
No, I
time.
don't mean that. But like, we're at the point, you know, you said we're past the honeymoon period before. We're at the point in the relationship
Where she wants your head in her fudge.
no, where she just keeps like, she'll be looking at me for like 30 seconds silently.
Yeah.
And then she'll go, and she'll just say something audible, but she's not trying to be audible. She'll just be like, you've got a really fucking flat bit on your head, haven't you? Like, just here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really flat, that. And then she'll go back to watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
She's
And then-
sowing the seeds, lad.
And then
What for?
For him to get a new head.
A job.
and then she'll just be looking like, and she'll be like, you get really dry skin, don't you? You need to start moisturising. So I've started using a skin care thing.
Oh, God.
The amount of times she mentions me eye, but she does it in this way where she's like, I love your eye. I really like
knew
it.
it was going to be I love your eye.
No, I really love your eye.
Where's the red flag?
I really love your eye, I do. The way it just fucks off. It just fucks off, doesn't it? Like, you'll just close your eyes and your eye just fucks. I love it. But your eye just fucks off.
Yeah. Are you all right?
Just fucks off.
Adam, I'm worried about you. I think
She says me fingers fuck off as well. She thinks it's weird that me fingers sort of bend up.
I mean, it is, but you...
Wow, that's mad.
Oh, my God.
My thumbs can do that.
What have they found? Water?
What the fuck? That's mad. I've never...
Can you not do that?
Like a magician?
Yeah, yours do it too.
No, they do not. Look at that.
No, that's just bending them up. It's actually fold.
Yeah, and my toes fuck off as well. My toes are at like a fucking... Like, if I put both my feet together there, they go like that. And
It's fine. I think it's...
So she said to me
I think
the other
it's
day.
fine until she starts putting pamphlets for, like, you know, plastic surgery in front of you. Then I think you need to call one of us.
Well, she said to me today, everything about you just fucks off, doesn't it? Your eye fucks off, your fingers fuck off, your toes fuck off.
Did she really, though?
She needs to fuck off, doesn't she?
Oh, Carl.
Getting defensive.
Come on, Carl.
Yes!
No one talks to my man like that. Sexy.
And so, Sam's insecure about her nose. She thinks she's got a bad nose.
Give it a back.
And I like her nose. But I said to her the other day, I went, if you keep going like this, I'm going to start making nose jokes.
Yeah.
She was like, don't, because it would really upset me. Do you want me to cry?
Right. You can be like, love, I love your nose. I love it. But it's proper fucked, isn't it? She really?
Yeah.
Does she really say stuff like that?
In a jokey way.
In a jokey
I like
way.
it. I like it. So I like it. So.
Chipping away. Chipping away. Yeah. Laura's taking a different stance where she's really too supportive. She's like, oh, no, you look great, love. Don't
Oh, and this was the big thing the other day. I'm very, very aware that I'm punching. Sam is more beautiful than I am.
Well, you're aware of it because she's telling you.
But she literally told me.
What?
I was like, she said something and I went, do you think you're the more attractive one? And she went, yeah. And I went, what?
Yeah.
And she went, yeah. She went, I love you. I find you dead sexy. I think you're really handsome. I love everything. I wouldn't change anything about you. But yeah.
Apart from this list of things.
That's the right way around, though, innit?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
never happens.
yeah.
I'm writing a stand-up bit about this.
You do not want that to go around.
It never happens the other way
You
around.
don't want it to go around either.
No. You don't want to be the really attractive man with a bridge
And
dwelling
you don't want her to
petrol.
think that either. Oh, you're the best.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
She needs to have
happen.
some confidence.
And I don't really know why, and I want me stand-up to investigate it. I don't know why, but attractive women end up with men who are, you know, just a little bit lower.
Yeah. But you are also a straight man, so you do find women more attractive. It's not like you're walking around going, oh my God, these guys are gorgeous.
No, I
Like,
think...
women are a bit more attractive than men.
No. But I think objectively, I can look and go, I've never seen a man
you lot all right? What's going on?
I'm proving it. So Charlie Adam and his wife, there.
Yeah, but he's also a footballer. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, you can look at someone, you can look at a couple, and even as a straight man, you can be like, he could do better than that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Or she could do better than that. Just attractive wise. Obviously, personality matters and blah, 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 blah. But just from a purely superficial looks basis,
Yeah.
you can look at a couple and go, he could get a more attractive girl than that, she could get a more attractive man. You can do that. Right. By looking at a couple objectively. And it never, ever...
It's a bit of a cunty game.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
But you very, very, very rarely see an attractive man with a troll.
Oh.
But you do see attractive women with man trolls.
Oh, it feels like there's something wrong with the whole fuck. It feels like the balance of the cosmos is off when you're like, what the fuck is that objectively beautiful man doing with that fucking four?
Well,
but it doesn't happen.
It's that common phrase, isn't it? That better be his fucking sister.
That common phrase?
That common phrase?
That common phrase?
I'm sick of saying it.
I can't remember the last day when I did nuts of that 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah. I say it hourly.
Yeah. That common phrase?
That's a common phrase. That better be his.
Will you shut up saying that? You're never not saying that, are you?
Do you know
that common phrase?
Yeah, there is. I think equal attractiveness. I don't mind. There's like a margin of error in there. I used to have a bit about this. There's something very off-putting about having a beautiful person be with someone who you do not deem within the margin of error. Like a 3, and it doesn't matter if it's girl, like it draws notice, doesn't it? When you've got two like, you're right, morning, I am Brian, I love you. You're like, good for them.
Yeah.
They've found each other right at the bottom of the gene pool.
Yeah.
They've found love. And then when you see two stunning people, you're like, there you go. That's better for the human race. Take us forward, make us more attractive. But when you've got Brian with fucking like a supermodel, you're like, I need to know what the fuck's gone on here? Has he won the Euro Millions? Is she blind? I need to know why this happened.
Yeah.
Sister.
Every time I post a picture of me and Sam, it's just, a common phrase. There you go, there's your answer. But I get
Should we do merch with that on? Because I think everyone's already heard it, hasn't
That better be his
That better be his fucking sister.
But I get like a little message from like one of our listeners going, punching, lad. Punching, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I am. I don't need to be reminded all the time.
Yeah, and that's also socially acceptable to say that. Like, no girl does that girl banter to another girl.
No.
Hiya, Laura, just wanted to get in your DMs. You're punching. That's not going to go down well, is it?
No.
Yeah. So, date within your attractive margin of error, please, guys. Yeah.
So, yeah, that better be his fucking sister. That's going to be on hoodies and t-shirts at
haveawaypod.com
as of next week.
Fly.
That well-known common phrase.
You have said it though.
No, I've said it loads. So much that I don't know what it is. Are you my sister? What? Sister, talk about a two-way twister. Is that it?
You've never said that phrase.
He better be his fucking sister.
Like, if it's a really attractive lady
Better be!
and a not attractive man, like, oh, it must be his fucking sister, that.
That must be his sister. Yeah.
I say it hourly, mate.
Oh, hourly. I'm sick of hearing it from you. I need a panini. So you say that. Sean, new material-wise, open with that bit. Just going off my phone. I've got an hour and a half here. I've got my first HBO special in my phone, pretty solid. And I'm closing with, you know what it's like when you see someone, you're like, that's his fucking sister. And it is, because you went to school with him.
He can't close with that.
Good night.
He can't close with hack lines. Everyone says that.
Oh, I know, it's boring.
That's a weekend put down, that,
Oh, yeah.
I don't come to where you work and knock your sister out your mouth.
Where did you learn to whisper? Inside your sister?
Give me sister.
Oh, press the button.
Let's have a break, eh?
It's been such a lot of fun.
What's happening, guys? Have you lot entered a game on finalrunner.com yet? Yes Brilliant. No. Well, I need every single one of you 18 plus aged listeners to go to finalrunner.com and support them. These guys have brought the official last person standing game online for everyone to enjoy. And if you don't know what the last person standing is, it's a very simple game. You pay one entry fee and you're in. You pick a team from this week's set of Premier League football fixtures. If your team wins, you go through to the next round. If your team loses, you're out. But once you've picked a team, you can never pick them again. You can't pick the same team twice. The last person standing at the end, when everyone else has had a losing team, wins the cash prize that was generated by the original entry fees, and it is as simple as that. It's getting close to the end of the Premier League season, but there is enough time to enter one of the competitions, or if you're a small business, sports club, charity, or whatever you may be, and you want to raise money for a good cause, you can with finalrunner.com. Simply register as an organisation and create a competition, and the cash prize will be split between the winner of the competition and the organisation. So this is definitely a new way to fundraise for yourself. As a player, I've been playing this for the past few weeks. I can't stress how much fun it is. And please do go and support them. They're finalrunner.com. They've sponsored us. We really love it when you support our sponsors, because that means they go and sponsor us again. Please do it, lids. Finalrunner.com. Set up now. Get involved with your mates. It's an absolute laugh. Bye, Felicia. We're back. Welcome back.
Jamie, where did Queen record Bohemian Rhapsody? I mean, we haven't even said a word before we started recording, but I just thought we'd open straight away by going, where did Queen record Bohemian Rhapsody?
Well, that's another story for later on in the pod, isn't it?
All right. Build up to that.
Yeah.
So, you got very excited because, Jamie, you're about to play where? What's it called?
I'm going to go and record my second album in Rockfield.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's like Rockfield for people who aren't like musos like me and Finn. That's over there. Like most musicians who are in bands hear the words Rockfield Studios and come in the pants. And,
yeah, that's what you did, didn't you?
Yeah. It's literally, I think I could see a bit of stickiness over there. But it's basically where, like, I think Black Sabbath were the first band to go. It's the oldest, basically, residential recording studio in the world. It was the first ever one.
Used to be a farm.
Used to be a farm. These two mad brothers inherited the parents' farm and were like, we don't want to be fucking farmers. We love music. So then he converted one of the old barns into a studio, bought loads of gear, got shit hot at recording. And then
I assume the parents died, because the parents can't just go and move away for a couple of months and come back and find all the things gone.
Find all the Osbourne in
Freddie Mercury's in there.
But no, basically, I don't know. I think the parents basically
just pull that mic a bit closer to you.
Yeah, sorry. I think the parents basically stayed to help out on, like, you know, just around the farm. It still is a functional farm.
Oh, right, okay.
Majority,
is it really?
Yeah, really, yeah. But majority, it's known for the studios. So they had bands there, like Ozzy Osbourne and that were the first band, Motorhead, and that years ago, coming to stay there, so you live there and just record and play music all day and night. Do you know what I mean?
So what's the thinking? Get you out of your home environment, get you away from city distractions. There's fuck all else to do in rural Wales.
Yeah.
So you've got to get the album done.
Yeah, well, the album's written, demoed. It's just more like finding like a nice place to record it and get in the right zone. And like said, Oasis recorded it. What's the story there? Coldplay writ Yellow there by like just walking out, looking up at the stars.
Yeah.
And the first line of the song is "Look at the stars," and that's how we fucking went into it. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Like, you need to watch the documentary. It's been took off iPlayer, so I don't know how you will, but it's called Rockfield Studio on the Farm, and it's fucking. I'm getting excited now talking about it, because it's like, for musicians, it is.
I love it when like passion and shit radiates off someone like that, you know. There's not like, obviously we're like that with comedy, but there's nothing like that with comedy, is there? There's no like...
No, you can't go, tell you what, this tour's going to be brilliant. We're going to end it in a farm in Wales. Fucking massive. Yeah.
That's now my dream, I think. I reckon I want to record the first stand-up special at a farm in Wales.
But not this one, because it'll be expensive. Just some random farm near fucking Abergavenny.
Just to give you a thingy, I was in like a date quarrel, should we call it, but not personally, through management with Florence and the Machine, because we both had the same dates for the studio.
Yeah.
But thankfully, because she's so big and famous and rich, like, fair play to her, she's amazing. By the way, I'm not having a dig at Florence, I love her. But she booked like 5 or 6 massive studios around the country, probably around the world, for the same dates, and then like decides near at the time which one she wants to go to. So thankfully, she didn't opt for Rockfield, and I've managed to get in there.
She fucked off somewhere else.
Yeah, she's fucked off, thank God.
Who do you take, Jay? Who's your crew? Like, because you're a fucking one-man show. Like, when you, like, these bands all go and, like, just fill the farm.
Yeah.
Is it just you turning up with your travel bag?
No. I play with the band now when it comes to my own stuff. So, like, I'm going down there. Obviously, you work with the producer. So he's, like, basically tells you how to make your songs good. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he's like, yeah, that's okay, but it'd be better if you done this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they know all about sound and everything else. So you work with the producer. You basically they interview you and you interview them. Like you meet them, but now it's all being done on Zoom.
Is it true? Because I heard a while back that like in the music industry now, because obviously there's not as much money in selling music anymore because everything's streamed and Spotify and YouTube and shit like that. And I heard that producers are making more money than the artists a lot of the time.
That if you're a good producer, and probably even at mediocre level you are, because for example, there might be, I know Par Street is probably 350 quid just for the room hire, just for the day, and then the producers normally comes on top of that. And like if you want to go with one of the best producers in the city, you're looking at James Skelly, the singer from the Coral, Rich Turvey, who I done parts of my album with. He's written tunes with the Cortinas, Carl Barat out the Libertines and shit like that. He's a top producer. Then anyone basically out of Par Street, you're looking about $1,000 on top of that, just for a day or per track. Yeah. Sometimes it's per track, but they like to get them knocked out in the best part of the day, and then they'll mix for another day. So when you think about it, like some of these bands are paying that just to have the tunes sounding like they'll gig, save up all the money for a single. Do you know what I mean? And then they'll spend that money. And don't be wrong, the producer's earned his money because he's saying, like, I'm telling you, the song that they went in with
is not the one they come out with. Or it doesn't sound anything near as good. Do you know what I mean?
It's like a Pimp My Ride for your fucking single.
Yeah, so for me, I've got a guitar. Before I had my band, I'd go in with the producer and like, look, this is how I play the guitar to, and this is how I sing it. And he'd say, yeah, well, what about drums? What do you want for drums? And I'm like, well, I thought this, and he's like, yeah, maybe, but you know, what about this? And then you work between you, but he's the one who puts the drums onto your songs because I don't play drums. Do you know what I mean? Unless I've got a drummer in the band with me. But this is what producers do. They'll put the drums on, they'll put piano on, they'll put bass on, they'll put synths on, they'll put harp on. If you do whatever you want on it, they'll do it through a computer or through an instrument. You know what I mean? So. But some of these bands, they're not making, like I say, some of your streams, it's like 0.006 pence a play, maybe even less, do you know what I mean? So, like, so to get $6,000, you need 1 million streams, effectively. But between 4 and 6 grand, you need 1 million streams.
Sorry, Jane, watch that mic.
Yeah, sorry. So, most bands, like, who are coming up, and, you know, to break 1 million streams, it's quite an achievement for an indie band on an indie label or on a non-indie label if you're just representing yourself. So when you think about it, like most bands will, like there's bands who've, like good bands in the city, in Liverpool, who've had tunes out for some of them the best part is 5 to 10 years, maybe even longer, and they haven't hit 1 million streams. Do you know what I mean? And that's not down to them being a bad band or the song being bad. It's down to marketing. You know, they're not at a label to get
marketing and the industry's
and basically people actually getting off their ass and taking the time to listen to a new song. Do you know what I mean? Because it's an unheard band. Like people are like, well, no, I want to listen to what Noel Gallagher's brought out. You know what I mean? Which is fair enough because they're the channels they're forced down. But yeah, producers, unless you're doing it at a decent level, producers will earn more money than bands. Do
you work with the same one again and again, or do you find one that, or do you just do a different one for each album?
I've worked with about 4 or 5 different producers now, and maybe 3 or 4, and they all have their own ways of working, and they all have, you know, their own ways of getting a result, getting the outputs from you. But I've never had a bad word to say about any of the producers that I've worked with, to be honest.
It's really funny because, like, listening to you talk about music and, like, the getting money from sort of putting your content out, there's so many parallels with comedy, isn't there?
I can only imagine.
And podcasting, like, you're talking about, like, it's hard to get someone to listen to your song when Noel Gallagher's just put a new album out. And it's the exact same with this, or, like, the podcast or with stand-up. Like, I put a special out. Yeah, I'm made up and it's 100,000 views. But, you know, someone who's done countless telly can put something out and it'll do that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Podcast-wise, we've spent a year building this up to the point we've got a studio, but we're still behind Catherine Ryan in the charts, who's done 2 episodes. But just before you come in the first half of today's episodes, we were talking about producers in comedy, and we've got plenty of bad words to say about them. Because you're talking about producers like the guy producing Parsley Studios there, you mentioned like the lead singer of The Coddle. Like, Kevin Bridges isn't producing comedy, is he? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I'm batting Manford away. He's like, listen, Dan, I want to direct your next Edinburgh show. I'm like, Jason, just do your own thing, man. Give me some space. It's hard to give up in stand-up with directors. Did you for 2018? You had someone. I've never had a director, but stand-up is such a. This is my shit. I'm doing it. I imagine it's hard to give up control. Like it must be for music producers to go, this is my song. You can have some sort of artistic control over it. This is my stand-up. What do you think I should do? I'd find that difficult.
I worked with a TV producer called Gina Lyons, and I love Gina. We get on dead well, and she's worked in London for years, but she's a northern girl. I think she's from Wakefield originally, and she's dead sound. And she come and see me in Edinburgh because she's like this sort of champion of working class talent. Whereas like in the comedy industry, there's a big push for all sorts of diversity on TV. Like we need more women on, we need more people of colour on, we need more people who, suffer from a disability to make everyone. But like she's in the TV industry going, we need more working class people on the telly. I'm sick of putting, this panel show on, and yet there's one black guy, one woman, one disabled person, but they've all been to the same school. They've all just come out of Oxford and Cambridge. Why is there no working class people? That's what Gina really fights for. That's the fight she's picked. So she come and see me a few times and was like, I want to get behind you. I want to direct your Edinburgh show. And I said to her, look, I'm a control freak. And if you tell me you're doing this, I'll tell you to fuck off. I can't work like that. So what I was
classic working class trait that she's used to, by the way. I don't trust you. I don't know you. Who the fuck are you? Like, amazing.
So what I was doing was, before I went to the Edinburgh Festival, obviously you do previews, you go and do an hour in front of 30 people in fucking Sheffield and just run your jokes out and try and tighten them up. And I had to audio record every single preview, and I would send it to her, and she'd go, yeah, it's all great. I'd swap that bit with that bit. I think you need to really talk about this bit more. She was just sort of like putting a bit of, I can
food
make
for thought.
Yeah, I can make an hour funny. I can be funny. She was going, but why are we saying that? What's the point in saying that? Wouldn't that be better there? Doesn't that point
structure, not content?
Exactly. Just like sort of, what are you trying to sort of, when people are coming out of your show, what do you want them to be thinking and feeling? Apart from being dead funny, which you've got covered, how can we make the show actually make sense as an hour rather than it being 12 5-minute bits? How can we also make it an hour-long piece at the same time?
Got to be a lot of trust there.
Yeah. She had sort of a significant but small input. Like,
I know what you
the
mean.
show wouldn't have been anywhere near as good without her, but every joke would still have been in it. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever got to the point with the producer where they've gone, Jamie, we think you should do this, and you're like, what the fuck are you on about?
Yeah, at first, well, like you probably agree with me. This is probably where the industry's a parallel as well. Like, I'd imagine your jokes, much like your songs, or a gag or whatever, however long it is, it's like your child.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you've been there from the start. You've threw that many pieces of paper away. You've been frustrated with yourself through the birth of this song. You get the song and you're happy with it. You go and play it to someone and they go, yeah, that changed that. And you're like, who the fuck are you talking to? Do you know what I mean? But,
like a defensive mum.
Yeah, but that's exactly in my head. That's exactly what I've been like every time that it's happened. Yeah. But like, what you need, like, and this is probably to any young musicians who are out there listening, always give it a go, because they're there to help you at the end of the day. Like, that's the up and down
They're
of it.
working for you.
For you, yeah, exactly.
You're not working for them.
No,
yeah,
no.
It's your name's going on it.
Yeah.
Like, they might be in the credits, but it's going to be
Yeah.
Jamie Webster.
Yeah.
That, like, you're going to be judged on it more than them.
I don't even know how many people know how to find the credits on Spotify. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one even thinks that much into it. They listen to the first 30 seconds. If they like it, they listen to it. If they don't, they don't. But
they're not stopping the song to go,
yeah,
I really like this
I wonder
song,
if he
but-
wrote all of this himself. Do you know what I mean? But
It's one of the problems I have with doing telly stuff. Like, the stand-up sketch show, which I love doing. We've plugged it a few times in this one. I've been on it. It's on ITV2, and the guys who produce it at Spirit Media, some of the best people to work with in TV comedy. They really, really give a shit, and they really, really, really want to make a good show. But because it's telly and they're trying to go, they've got like a half-hour show and they've got to get 4 comedians into that half hour. So someone's getting 8 minutes, someone's getting 6, someone's getting whatever. But they've got to cram it because they've got a half-hour window. It's not unlimited. Whereas on stage, I can go, well, I'll just talk about this bit for longer. But what they have to do is they cut bits out and they're not comedians. So they go, oh, well, they don't need that line because that line's not funny, but we'll leave the funny one in. Because they're not comics, they don't understand that punchline is not as funny without that context. And like the Russian neighbour one that I did a few years ago on the stand-up sketch show, there's a line that was cut out of the edit of that, which makes a later punchline. It's sort of the reason it gets the big laugh that it gets. And on the most recent season, with a lot of my stuff, there's always a tagline after the punchline, which is often funnier than the main punchline itself. And they cut that off because they're trying to get it into the end of the show. And you're like, yeah, the bit's still good. It still makes sense. But like, you've sort of just decided that that joke didn't need that line. And that's not really your joke to do. But when you're giving it to a TV show, I suppose you're signing over and going, do what you want with me, baby. But that's still how they're representing me, innit?
That's sort of in the small print, that shit, innit? But with the producer, I suppose that they're a bit like, it's just, look, if you want to do it, I'm just here to give you my opinion. And then you look at the producer and you go, well, hang on, how many number ones has he had? How many number ones have I had? Do you know what I mean? And you're like, you know what I mean? Just listen to him, you know what I mean? And then if you don't like it, you say to him, nah, fuck that. Go back to how I want it. And to be honest, it is exactly what you said about that lady there who helped you out with your shows. It's structure. That's the only thing that they really change. They don't say change that lyric or change all them chords to this. They might suggest that you change.
They never go, Jamie, have you thought about doing this as a reggae song?
No, it's never like that. Let's do it in 3-2 instead of 4-4. That shit. I don't know what it means. So it'll make no sense saying that to me. So all he say is maybe start with the chorus, or maybe before that chorus we drop here and build back into it. You know what I mean? Just shit like that.
Just a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, it literally is an outside of the box like view. Because like with your jokes, as you're writing them, no one listens to it as you're writing them, do they? They listen to it when it's finished. Same with the song. So the only person who's heard that song other than him is me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's that.
And it's hard to judge your own work before we
had a lad emailing asking, because he's trying to start stand-up, and he was talking about doing his ideas for stand-up to his mates. When you're coming up with a song, do you have anyone that you're like, just want to check that this is as good as I think it is, or do you just keep it all to yourself till you get to the studio?
Yeah, so like my process is like I write the songs myself just with the guitar. Sometimes I'll put a little bit down on my Mac, you know what I mean, with a bit of production on it, might make a little drum beat in the background to it or whatever, a bit of keys on it, just to get a bit of a feel for how I want the song to go for when I'm writing lyrics or whatever. But majority of the time, I literally sit there and write 6 or 7 songs, then book a week in like a pracky / rehearsal / recording studio. It's just like a room that we basically kitted out with loads of recording grip and that. Well, it's actually the Coral's room that they kitted out with loads of recording grip and I get to use it because I've got a mutual friend. But so I'll do that. I'll get me musicians into the room. They've never heard the songs before. I'll literally play the songs to them and then they'll go, right, okay, well, what are your ideas for drums? What are your ideas for bass? So I'll say, look, drums, I was thinking this. Obviously, I'm not a drummer, so you go with it, but and then as they do it, I'll say, nah, maybe a bit too strong there, and we'll literally build
that feels like new material, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I got a little bit like, oh, that must be like 7 songs.
Yeah.
And these musicians like, what are these going to be like?
Yeah, that's it. But by the like I say, even with the demos when I'm producing it myself with the band, the songs that I go in with are completely different to them. Obviously, once the drums, bass, guitars, keys, and all that have been put on them, it gives it a different concept. Then so. As long as I'm happy with the lyrics and the story that I'm trying to tell, I'll always take it to the band. But no one, like none of me mates, none of me parents, my bird will probably hear me writing them because we live in the same house. So she'll hear me, strangling my voice to death and go, no, it's too high in that key, I'll bring it down a little. So she hears it she probably can't stand them by the time they come to her, do you know what I mean? But they only hear them once I've demoed them. And then it's like squeaky bum time for me because I'm like, send them to all my mates and then like, 4 hours later, I'm like, no one's come back to me there. So no, it's like that's my process. Like, and then obviously my record label will hear the demos then, and they'll say, like that one, that one, not your strongest, but you know, we can build on that with the right producer, X, Y, and Z, and then that's all the pre-stage, and then now it gets to this point where, at the end of the month, I'm pissing off to Wales with loads of gear, music gear.
As well.
Yeah.
Is there anyone to like make sure you don't just go to the farm and get shit-faced? Or are you disciplined enough?
I've got managers, like 2 managers really. One that works closely with me. They both work closely with me, but one's more of he's also the CEO of the label. Do you know what I mean? So the sort of day-to-day manager of mine, the pair of them are great, but they trust me. Do you know what I mean?
You're a pro.
I'm 27 this month. I'm not a young 18-year-old kid, give me all the Charlie, do you know what I mean? It's like, like life's changed a little bit now, so I'm not, I know that this is my career now. I'm older.
I love how you mention that as an 18-year-old kid, though. That's still you at 40, isn't it?
As soon as you said, give me all the Charlie, I was like, mate, if you got me anywhere near a farm in Wales, I'd be like, right, I'm taking all the gear. Damn, we've got to do some comedy. Fuck that! Look at the stars! You're in the living room. What?
Yeah. So that's me. I'll be going down there, and like obviously, like I was saying, it's my career, so I'm not soft about it. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I know that I get out of it what I put into it.
Yeah.
Essentially, so you've got to work, haven't you? You know what I mean? There'll be the odd blowout here and there. Don't get me wrong, but
the first album was an absolute stratospheric hit, though, wasn't it? Like,
I still don't know how to take compliments about my first album, so that's why I'm laughing and probably blushing a little bit now, lad. But no, if you say so, thank you very, very much.
Well, lad, I like we have it on in the car all the time, and he's a bad bit of blue, and he likes it. So
well, me and Carl have got mutual friends who are bad bits of blues as well. So that I've been lucky enough to deal with the shit off the blues all my life.
I remember years ago I went to the Moore's house, and we were in the living room watching the footy or something, and you were just playing the piano in the back.
Yeah.
Just fucking...
probably stoned off me out my head, playing the piano just for hours and hours. I still do that in my own house now. That's how I pass time. Play the piano, play the guitar. Like, all my mates are like, COD, get on Warzone. I'm like, no. I've got musical instruments there that they'll do me more than any fucking game console, do you know what I mean? So,
what are the Everton fans like with you, in general?
When it comes to Liverpool, not very nice. But when, like, as I expect, you know what I mean? I'm not very nice to Everton fans when it comes to Everton and Liverpool. So, like, I've got no qualms about that. I respect them for being themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Because just for a little bit of context, because obviously there's quite a lot of listeners to this who aren't from Liverpool.
Yeah,
and
we went straight into farm chat really quick.
Yeah, we did. So, huge musician from Liverpool and doing a lot of your own stuff with your second album and that coming. Like I say, I love your first album, but a big catalyst to sort of firing you up the ladder a bit was the Liverpool stuff with Boss Night and that.
Yeah, the platform that I'm on now was built through me singing Liverpool songs before and after Liverpool games and covers and stuff like that. And obviously, like, the club taking me here, there and everywhere, and just like it was a big Liverpool game, you'd probably see some knobhead with a guitar singing Liverpool songs, shouting Liverpool songs to loads of people, and that knobhead is me. For anyone who isn't a Liverpool fan but does have Twitter.
Do you know what's mad about that? So as he said, I'm a massive bit of blue. So the first time, the first video, the LA, the first one, I remember watching that on repeat, and I fucking hate Liverpool. I remember watching it going, wow, that's fucking...
Is that when the Boss Night down at the Baltic?
Yeah, I remember watching it going, fucking hell, that's unbelievable.
But that was the catalyst for the club taking you on board, you working at the ground on match days. I've seen you, because I often go for a pint at Hotel Tier before the match and you sing there. And you've been in the Nike advert for Liverpool Football Club.
Fucking hell. And you've got a game at left back. Jesus Christ.
Literally, that's the only thing short. I've had a pint and a bifter with Jurgen Klopp in New York and everything. Like, I've done the whole lot.
What?
Honest to God,
you ever seen that video when he walks in the booze and all?
That wasn't even that trip. That was the time before. That was in Michigan.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
That was like a camera stunt, like.
Oh, really?
Jurgen Klopp surprises young local musician who Liverpool took on tour, which was amazing. It was fucking lovely of him to do.
Yeah,
You know, he'd come in, give me a hug. I've never thought to get a hug off him ever.
Jamie's literally playing in a bar in, is it Michigan?
Michigan, yeah.
And Jurgen Klopp just walks in as he's like...
I was like, hello, lads. You know what I mean?
There's got to be moments in your life, you know, like, so I sometimes think about this, like, what would like the 15, 16-year-old me make of where I've got to now? But when you're in Michigan playing a live gig and then Jurgen Klopp comes in and goes, all right, lad, and gives you a hug, like 15, 16-year-old, you'd be like, pretty good work, mate.
24-year-old me at the time.
Yeah,
just
to be fair.
Good work, lads. Yeah, but no, the year after, basically, like, I've met him a couple of times since then, and like, he's just a nice fella. Do you know what I mean? Like, he really is. He's always like, you know, when you know someone likes you. Do you know? It's like, I know I'm not being big-headed, but like, you know, when you know someone likes you and he just genuinely like you as a person and what you stand for and what you do. I get that vibe with him because every time he sees me, he stops and goes. He points at me, and like I've played corporate dues for like, you know, all sorts of high sponsors, and he was the guest speaker, and he walked through the room, right? Yeah. All these people who like basically give him money to buy players, and he's walking through all the room like, and he stops at my table and goes, what the fuck are you doing here? Slaps me on the hand, and I'm like, all right, lads, what's happening? And, it's just like, and all the way through his Q&A with Colin Murray, he keeps like bringing me into the hey Jamie, what do you hey, yeah man, you know what I mean? Sound, but
you get to the point where you're like, Jurgen, just do your fucking bit.
You're working, lads.
We'll have a pint and a biscuit in New York, lads. Just get on with the job.
So yeah, we went to New York, and like he basically told one of the camera lads to phone me and get me down there because he wanted to drink with me, and we just like. I didn't believe the camera lad at first, and then like I heard him in the background saying, "Jamie, fucking get down here now," and all that. And I was like, "Better go," you know what I mean? Walked in, and he was there with like Pep Linders, a few of the backroom staff, and like just met me with a bevy. Like he applauded me as I walked into the pub. I was like, "Stop this shit now! Stop it now!" You know what I mean? Like you just won us the European Cup. Like, you know what I mean? It's the best Liverpool team I think I've ever seen with my own eyes. Don't fucking dare ever applaud me ever again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've got this the whole wrong way round here. Do you know what I mean? So like, but he was just a great fella. He was talking to me about he'd seen the footage from Madrid, asking me what it was like, asking me did I cry. Couldn't lie to him. Yeah, he told me he cried when he watched it. It was just an amazing like little moment with him. But yeah, no, he's a good fella, Jurgen. Like, and no matter what happens on the pitch, which, you know, isn't as bad as everyone says at the minute, which I'm not going to go too into because otherwise I'd be here till 7 o'clock tonight. But, you know, no matter what happens on the pitch, like, I'll always, like, remember, like, what he's done for me in my career. Because him putting his arm around me in that gig, like, I was on private on Instagram then, and I had less than 1,000 followers when that happened. I woke up in Michigan the next morning with, like, it was like 1,000+ requests, and I foolishly tried to go and accept them all and vet them, you know, because I was like, I don't want no fucking weirdos. You know what I mean? And I've done like, I was sat there for like 25 minutes, and I must have done like a good 1,000, and then like refreshed, and there was still like thousands of requests, and I was like, right, fuck it, public. Do you know what I mean? Make it public. And that was that, but that was the start of it, like, you know what I mean? Like the big social media presence, like everything. It was like, well, LA was, but what followed, and like that video with Klopp, the interaction that got, like, was just, and he didn't have to do it. Do you know what I mean? He really didn't have to. He was like, he wanted to know who's that lad when we get off the plane, picking up the guitar every time. Do you know what I mean? Because the players are picking up the cases and that, and I'm like, stood at the conveyor belt, and these two guitars come off. I'm like, yeah, that's me, lads. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the players were a bit like, who the fuck's this guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's he doing? So like, he's seen it for himself, and he was just boss. Yeah, he's just a top fella.
Do you think, this is one of the questions that our patrons sent in, do you think that, although it's been a massive boost to your career, being so closely aligned with Liverpool Football Club, I know you've had a couple of issues with people turning up at your tour shows
gigs,
demanding Liverpool songs.
Oh, yeah.
But not only that, do you think it's made it a little bit hard to reach the fans of other clubs? Do you think there's Everton and United fans and City fans who would love your music who just can't get past the fact that you're a massive Liverpool lad?
100%. Like, I'm not going to lie about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not bitter about it either. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, look, I'm a football fan, and speaking on behalf of me and people like me, we're the most fickle people in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to stand here and lie and say that, like, you know, if there was a lad who'd been singing 20 times Man United for the last 5 years, if he released a single, I wouldn't be jumping to pre-save it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm being honest. So, like, I understand. I do. It has been a hard crossover. But, like, obviously, I think my tunes are good enough to speak to people from whatever city they're from, whatever team they support. The tunes don't replicate. They're not, as you know, they don't talk about football anyway. It just represents people like us, the joys, struggles, and escapes of working class life. That's what I've always said, the album documents. And whether you're a Liverpool fan, a working class Liverpool fan in Liverpool, or a working class Man United fan in Manchester, or a working class, not many working class Chelsea fans, but if you're a working class Spurs fan,
if you're a Tory peer,
if you're a working class Spurs fan, you know what I mean. Like what I'm singing about, it touches it happens in your life, in every one of their lives. There's no like borders or barriers. I do understand it. I'm hoping that the second, in a way, the best thing for that was the lockdown for me, which is strange. Because I was booked to go all over the world when Liverpool won the league. As you can probably imagine, every supporters club, which there's loads,
everywhere,
there's 5 in each city. Do you know what I mean? Different official supporters clubs, and they all wanted a massive title winning party. And you can probably imagine they all wanted Jamie Webster to sing LA, Virgin van Dijk, all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which I love doing, and I was buzzing to do it. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, the money I'd have fucking made would have been more than I've ever made to this date. You know what I mean? But obviously, COVID come in, everything got swiped. And my sole, thing was the day before the lockdown.
Take that mic, would you? Take that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My sole thing was before the lockdown come in. I finished the album the day before we went into lockdown. So then, that was it. Then it was like, right, just promote your album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I think if they'd have seen me singing in Mauritius and in Vegas the next week, singing LA, LA, LA all over Twitter, and then I'm saying
it would have been even harder to get out of that footy stamp.
Buy me album. They're no. You know what I mean? I understand it. It would have done. So I think the fact that I was solely pushing my album and my own tunes and a bit of me as a person, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to just that relatable, passionate football fan that we all wish we could we all love to be. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. That went out the window because no one was seeing that side of me. Obviously, when we won the league, it come back a little bit, but I think that done me the world of good anyway. With this place doing being
played on Sky Sports,
the streams, the album sales just went that weekend were better than I've ever done.
I remember when you first released Weekend in Paradise. I remember messaging you and saying, "There's so many people that I think that I know that song is about," and the one that always comes to my mind is my little brother, Jack. Is Weekend in Paradise. It's all about the weekend. You spend all your week's wages over the weekend, then you borrow even more to get through to the end of the weekend. Your first pint on a Friday, your last gin on a Sunday morning, back in work Monday, borrow to get through the week and do it all over again. There's so many people.
The working class calendar, innit? We've literally done have a words about it.
Yeah.
Young lads just burning it for the weekend.
What it is, because you know what, now that, and if he's having a good time, that's the thing with Weekend in Paradise. People funnily enough think that it's about he's sick, he's just writing about going out, getting off his barnet, what a man and all that. You know what I mean? That's my life, lad. That is my life. But it's no, it's actually about if that works for you and you're not fucking skins on your ass battling depression Monday to Friday, then if that's not you, then sound, that song is for you. That's exactly what that song's about. You're making boss memories, having good times, crack on. But if you are that person who is starting to feel the effects of burning the candle at both, or burning the bridges, so I say in the thing, you know what I mean, at both ends, then maybe you do need to have a word with yourself, do you know what I mean? And just, a little unintended.
Something's going on social media there,
maybe you do just need to have a little word with yourself and say, you know what, this might not be the best thing for me now anymore. And we all go through that, Sam. I went through it. Me mates, some of them are still going through it. Some of them, you know what I mean. But
I don't think my little brother will ever get out of that. I think my little brother is going to be 52.
No,
he's still going to be swiping on Tinder, and he's still.
Do you know what's going to change him? A bird. That literally once.
We've been saying this for months.
He's never really been involved with girls to settle him down.
Yeah, but one day one will come. I've said the same thing about mates of my own. You know what I mean? And you're I can't see a way out for him. And then all of a sudden, he meets this bird and he's going for walks on the weekend in Shropshire or something like that. You know what I mean?
Shrewsbury on a Tuesday.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's all about fresh Sundays. Then,
Yeah,
innit?
20s.
You know what I mean?
Your 20s is a big change, though, innit?
Yeah.
Start your 20s to the end of your 20s. The amount of single mates I had at the start of my 20s, and I was still single at the end of my 20s. I was like, oh God, where are my boys at? And they're all in IKEA with their missus.
2 months ago, I got a leaf. I've just moved into a house with my bird. 2 months ago, leaflet come through the door, and it was one of them things where they sell like lawnmowers and hoses and hose reels, and I was looking at it, getting excited, going, I can't wait for summer. Do you know what I mean? And I just stopped, and I was like, how old am I? Do you know what I mean? And 26 is the answer now, and I was like, fucking hell, I'm getting there, aren't I? Even maybe not literally, but in my head, I'm an old man.
Oh, you're talking my fucking
Yeah.
language. When everyone's like, oh, when will they open the nightclubs? I'm like, B&Q's been open this whole time. Am I?
Do you know what's really funny? Because like we often on this podcast, so me and Carl went to school together. We've been best mates for years, right? And then worked together. And like last week, we had Paddy Pimblett on the couch who went to the same school as us. We had Paul Smith on the week before, who we've worked with, grew up a couple of roads away from me, and then ended up living in the very next road to Carl. And all the time, whenever we talk about Scouse stuff, I always feel like you've mentioned a couple of times, yeah, all Scousers know each other, right? And I just want to make this, like, it's just so insidious because Liverpool's such a big city. There's over 1 million people there. But you've got mutual friends with Carl to the point where they've been watching a match and you've been playing on the piano. And your missus, I worked with in McDonald's when I was 16.
Fuck off on the
docks.
On the dock road. My sister worked in that Mackey's as well.
And your missus was in the same year at Bosco with my missus.
It's fucking mad. And
There's 1 million people in Liverpool, but it feels like about 34.
and your mate Tony Carroll,
Yeah.
went to my primary school. For years as well. So yeah,
It's mad, innit?
It's mad. It's nuts. It's yeah, that's Liverpool for you. It's the best thing. Yeah, I'll tell you the story about Scousers knowing each other, right? This is, I don't think you will ever beat this, right? So like 2017, I think it was, I went to South America with, your eyes are perking up already, I can see. I went to South America with like, it was like 5 of us, but 3 of us stayed for the 5 weeks and 2 sort of come at the start, 2 at the end. So it was 5 of us basically at all times. And we went round everywhere, Colombia, Peru, Brazil, and all that.
Sounds like your dream
Argentina.
stag do this, doesn't it?
Well, we went to La Paz in Bolivia, and
Jesus.
there's a bar called Route 36. You might have heard of it on Viceland and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say nothing else about what it is, but it's a bar that sells things that they shouldn't sell in Bolivia.
Fireworks to underage
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
on a plate with a straw. And
They're well known.
and
All those people smuggling fireworks up their arse from Bolivia. Listen, come here, Esmeralda. What have you got up there?
So we're in this bar anyway, and it made me mates, like a few of the others were like, oh, it sounds a bit moody because only the taxi drivers know where it is. And you'd have to ask the taxi drivers, and it was a shutter off a street, which led to an apartment. But it was like, when you got in there, it was like kitted out, beanbags, DJ playing Faithless, but there was fucking no one else in there because it was like 10:30 at night, and apparently it's open till like 9 in the morning, and apparently people don't come till after
early.
midnight. So me and my mate were like sat in there like twiddling our thumbs for like 2 hours, and then like people started coming in. And it was like a couple from Wellington with the first couple, I remember, and we were like, please come and sit with us. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause we were just talking at each other for 2 hours straight. So they come over, and then basically we just made one big table in the room, and everyone who was coming in through the door sat down with us. So next thing, me and my mate stood there talking, obviously like Scousers, once they've had a bevy, and probably pair of us were probably showing off a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this, that, the other, talking about going to match and all that, blah, blah, blah.
Full of fireworks.
Yeah, full of fireworks. Next thing, this girl comes in and goes, "Oh my God, are you 2 Scousers?" And I was like, "Fuck off! No way, no way." I mean, and she's like, "I can't believe this. Like, you meet a Scout. They say you meet a Scouser everywhere." And I'm like, yeah, fucking hell. So she sits down and talking to her. I'm like, where are you from, love? And she was like, yeah, I was born in Norris Green. I'm like, I was born in Croxted. That's like, my dad was born in Norris Green. They're like 5 yards away from each other. that's mad. So we're talking and that. And we're talking about the footy match. And it turns out she moved to Australia when she was like 11.
Yeah.
So she'd been out of Liverpool a lot, but she still, like, I think she was putting on the accent a little bit more.
Trying to impress you.
Yeah, but she still had it and it was mad. So then she goes, we're talking about the footy match and you could sign up on the wall.
Yeah.
So, like, me and my mate, like, our names, Jamie Jack, LFC, 2000, whatever. And then she goes, do you go all the Liverpool games? And we're like, yeah. And she goes, do you know my cousin, Jake Edwards? And I was like, what, little Jake? Do you know what I mean? And she's like, fuck off. So, honestly, I know this kid, like, really, really well. I've known him since he was, like, 16. He's been going to match for years. And I was
met
like,
his cousin
I met
in
his
a illegal bar in the middle of Bolivia.
Cousin in a legal bar in Bolivia. And I was like, I don't fucking believe this. So I was like, come on, we'll get a picture. So we got a photo and sent it. And then, like, the next morning, he just texted me, he messaged back saying, what the fuck?
Because he thinks she's in Australia.
Like, he's probably met her like twice in his life. Do you know what I mean? And she's like, I've got a cousin in Liverpool. Like, she doesn't even know him, but I know him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like you could not write it like honestly.
In a bar in Bolivia.
Yeah,
Lad!
in a bar that's not even advertised as a bar. Do you know what I mean? So it was just fucking.
Do you have that in Preston, Dan? Can you go anywhere in the world and be like, you're from Preston? Hey, you alright?
Lancashire.
Do you know how bad that is? I'm such a fucking bellend. Everything about that story was red flags. Like, most normal people would be like, don't go there, that's murder. Murder happens there. But in my head, because I knew it was Bolivia, I was like, yeah, Jamie, did you go in? Yeah. In my head, I was like, I'd definitely go in right now. Father of two, 40-year-old bloke. I'd be like, can we go to that place that looks like people die there? Yes, I'm in. Sounds fucking amazing.
It was a mad gaff, but it was mad when you were asking the locals where it is and you were going, no. Just doing that like the woman off Family Guy. Literally going, no. And we were like, why? And they're just going, oh, no. So we were reading online. We were like, don't ask the locals. They don't like it. It doesn't fund the economy, so they don't like it.
Yeah.
Ask the taxi drivers because they get paid to take you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get like a little... So that was what we done.
Can we do a live show in Bolivia?
We can.
I've just added that to the tour for 2022. Doncaster, Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, La Paz.
Oh, let's have a quick advert break, and then we've got a couple of have a words that we've been sent in, and there's one would you rather that I want to put to you because we've sort of built this podcast from the start on would you rathers. And one of them got asked. I'm really interested to see which way you take. Okay. Lids, do you like a cheeky little gamble on the old sporting world? Well, I do, but I'm sick of getting beat by the bookies. Now, I've been going to bettinggods.com since they started sponsoring this podcast. They're a great sponsor to have on board, and they are the best tipsters in the betting game. Anything from tennis to ice hockey to footy, rugby, horse racing. If you want tips when it comes to betting, head to bettinggods.com right now, and they've got all sorts to help you beat the bookies and get a few winners. Go get some winners. Don't be a loser. You don't want to be losing your bets. You want to be winning your bets. Bettinggods.com. They're going to help you do that. Back, part 4, final part. So, as I said to you before, in the early stages of when we started this podcast about a year ago, we did a lot of would you rathers. We don't really do that many anymore because we've done all the ones that are really common. But we got, we put a shout out on Patreon earlier that you were going to be today's guest, and there was just one because your passion for music radiates off you, but you're also a massive Liverpool fan.
So someone thought they'd fuck with you.
Yeah, big time.
So is it? The question is: would you rather Liverpool win the league every year for the next 10 years, but in that time you don't get to headline a show? There's no Jamie Webster live at all in that 10 years. Or we don't win the league at all for the next 10 years, but you get to headline Glastonbury in that time.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer that. I'm sorry, LFC fans.
Told you, lad. Told you.
Like, no, obviously I love Liverpool. Liverpool, it's not something that, like, you know, my granddad loves Liverpool, my dad loves Liverpool, my brother loves Liverpool. We all do, unless you're an Everton fan, obviously. But, like, I've seen us win the league now anyway, and I was a big part and all that. So, like, and I've got fond memories of it all. Do you know what I mean? I was on BT the night we won it, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
watched it.
Proper fucked Rio Ferdinand off as well on the telly, and it was the most satisfying thing.
Was that when you told him you were going on the ground?
Yeah, because he was like, they were all talking and they kept getting me, sorry, be with you in 5 minutes. And I was supposed to be on right after the game. You know what I mean? So I'm like, my bird lived like 5 minutes from Anfield at the time. And I was like, I'm getting on my bike and I'm going to Anfield. You know what I mean? And like Rio Ferdinand's talking about, like, all he kept bringing it back to was, oh, we won a league with Man United and there was lots of beer on tap and all these and all that. And I was like, you fucking get, this is nothing to do with you this night. It has nothing to do with you. And I was getting proper wound up. I was like, I just want to fucking go and be with my mates and celebrate. All right, it was illegal to do so, but fuck it. We won the league for the first time in 30 years.
Oh, I was at the ground as well.
Fucking loads of people were at the ground who shouldn't have been. Fucking Carragher and everything was apparently seen on Pierhead.
Lovren went, didn't he, with a mask on?
He's chatting shit. He is chatting shit. No way. He's the most miserable fucker I've ever set my eyes upon. He is fucking, no way was he at that ground. No way, I'm not having it. No.
Not having it?
No. So Rio Ferdinand's like, oh, have you got a song for us winning the league title? Then you're going to sing it for us. And I was just like, no and no. And he was like, oh, I bet you have. And I was like, nah, Rio, sorry lads, the fans will make up a song. He's sung up enough about you. It's like, I'm off. You know what I mean? Just went. But no, like, I've seen us win the league, and I know that's fucking probably a bit selfish to like, well, no, just like, if you were only just born now, tough shit, you know what I mean? I didn't see us winning for 30 years. So, you know, for the first 26 years of my life, I'd say 10 years, and you only said the league there. We could win the European Cup every fucking year. I'd be happy enough.
Look at that great technicality. That's 10 European Cups. Let's assume
16 European Cups at the end of it. Fucking however many FA Cups or whatever. But no, like, Headline and Glastonbury, like, being in the music industry now and knowing how hard it is to sell out shows in Leeds, Newcastle, Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? These are like, at first it was like 400 cap and it was a big struggle to sell them out. And obviously since the album come out and I haven't played no shows, it's just been venue upgrades. So now I'm at like 1,000 cap venues, give or take, roughly nationwide. Yeah. Not all, but like, you know, especially northern, round about 1,000. And I know how hard it is to sell the tickets. I've had meetings every week. We get the tickets updates off my booking agent where how many sales we've done each week and shit like that. And we're constantly trying to, you know, think of ways to engage with people from those areas to get them to buy a ticket, whether it's a cover from a local art, from someone who's local to that area, whatever. And it's a fucking slog. You know what I mean? Whereas like Liverpool, all right, and like, not taking nothing for granted. It's flying. Like, I've sold out the Guild, 2,300, 2 nights at the Olympia, 1,800 each, and we've got like 800 left for the third night at the Olympia. Do you know what I mean? I'm not worried about Liverpool. I didn't even advertise a show yesterday in Hotel TF, actually on my birthday, 18th of April, a socially distanced acoustic show. It sold out yesterday, and I didn't even post it. Do you know what I mean? It was just, so I know Liverpool's sound, but to make your way around the country, and like really like old weight where people actually want to come and see it, like, you know what I mean? It's you know, being comedians, it's a long road, and all for like that hour that you have on stage or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's over. You know what I mean? The 9 months building up to it, or the promotion shit like that, and then it's over. But so to be able to be in a position where like you've got that much pull and that many people want to come and see you. Your headline in Glastonbury on a Sunday night, like, it doesn't matter what night, but your headline on that pyramid stage at Glastonbury, you got to be at a certain level to do that.
So you're looking at what that would mean for the rest. If you were there, you'd be thousands everywhere.
Retire, lad. I'd fucking retire and I'd live a happy life just like as I am now. Do you know what I mean?
There's so many things to do, and there's so many festivals, there's so many TV shows. But headlining Glastonbury is still so special.
What could I do better than that? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm assuming that, like, at that, to be able to headline Glastonbury, you're going to have to get to that position, you need a #1 record, probably. You know what I mean? #1 album, you need #1 singles, you need all these massive streams just to get to that point. So if I'm there, I'm guessing I've already
You've done all that.
Completed it, mate. You know what I mean? Sort of thing, you've headlined Glastonbury.
They're not just bringing Jamie Webster out because there's been a would you rather that's all powerful.
Exactly. If you think logically about it, it's like Bonehead said, like, after Nebworth. Like, you know, it's like, what more can I fucking do here? I'm playing bar chords, you know what I mean, for someone else's songs to hundreds of thousands of people and getting paid a shitloads of dough for it. What can I do better than this now? Do you know what I mean? And like, it does get. It was like Ray Clements, God rest him, when he left Liverpool, because he won that much shit. he was like, I need a challenge, you know, I can't stay here no more, it's too easy. It's like, literally, that was why he left Liverpool.
He's in goal as well.
Yeah.
And we're at a time when we had the best, defensive unit.
And team in the world, do you know what I mean? So, like, once you got to that
it's like,
point,
I want to make some saves.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about it a lot, about being artists, being comedians, musicians, or whatever. That momentum of like, I'm trying to get to this level. I'm trying to get to the next level. And then beyond that is there. And we're talking about these superstars, even Ray Clements. Like, there is a point, if you've got there, some people can maintain it. They can give themselves new challenges. But a lot of artists, sportsmen, they just turn around and go, they almost like lose the wind in the sails, don't they? And go, I'm rich and I've done it. That's a new challenge, isn't it? To either maintain it or set yourself a new target to keep going.
It's quite weird as a Scouser as well, though, isn't it? Because Liverpool's such a sort of parochial city, and they proper get behind their own, as they've done with you. And like Paddy is another example from last week. You know, he's got a big following in Liverpool. Paul Smith, even me to an extent. You get
definitely so.
You get sort of a glimpse of what it could be like nationwide in your home city first. Yeah. Because you're talking about what you're selling in Liverpool compared to everywhere else. It's exactly the same, just on a smaller scale. Like, we did like 1,200 tickets at my Liverpool show, and then I'm getting the sales reports through, and it's like, Basingstoke needs a nudge.
Yeah.
Like, you need to sell another 12 in there to get up to that round 50.
Yeah, I supported you in Chester, Manchester, and Blackpool, and Liverpool was a little bit different.
Yeah, Blackpool was what, 80? Manchester 200, Chester 200, and Liverpool.
I walked out in Liverpool and I got squeaky arse because there was 1,300 people there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, that is a good thing with Liverpool. I think, you know, you'd always start, like, that's why. And you can see loads of young bands doing it now. They're really wearing the Scouse badge with pride. And that's what they should do, because that is who they are, do you know what I mean? And, like, everything, whether it's charity, revolution, fucking, I don't know, career, it starts at home. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It really does start at home, from grassroots, ground up. And we're lucky to be from Liverpool. I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are watching this who aren't from Liverpool, and they probably feel the same about them, but obviously, about where they're from, sorry. But
now, can I just correct you there, mate? I don't think there's loads of people in Preston going, thank fuck I were born. Yeah. No, listen, it's all right, but I don't. No, but I think Liverpool pride is a whole nother level. Like.
Yeah, maybe so, because we have such different perspective and opinions on things to a lot of people from other places, only because of, you know, we're quite a unique city in what we've witnessed historically. Do you know what I mean? So that is why I think Scousers do have that tribal instinct of togetherness and whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I do think that, like, wherever you're from in the world, to wherever you are now, where you've come from has been a stepping stone to where you are now, and you wouldn't be where you are without coming from where you've come from. I know it's obvious when you put it literally, but like, you know what I'm saying? The perspective that you gain in early life is down to the environment that you're brought up in, and that's obviously shaped you for who you are today. So if you're doing well for yourself today, you'd have got your hometown or your home city
100%.
to thank.
I apologise, Preston.
Yeah.
I'll see you for that 140-seater gig.
Deep Dale Posse.
So, the title of this podcast, Jamie, Have a Word, is derived from the fact that our main feature is people write into us and ask us to have a word with people in their life on their behalf. Got a little theme tune. Do you want to play it? I know Jamie will be able to hear it, but the listeners will be able to hear it.
I'll sing it through. I've embarrassed myself. Right?
It's a pleasure to have Elton John in the building.
I'm a big Elton John fan, Jamie, as you can see. I should do some work as a tribute act. Pretty good. I've actually just got booked in Mauritius. So thanks for cancelling.
For the Watford playoff.
Oh, mate, I'm constantly being booked for the Watford official fan clubs. There's sometimes five in a city.
I went to see Elton John in the Dam with me bird, and you know what? Like, based off that video of I'm Still Standing, I must have been fucking stoned out my head because I thought he was brilliant.
There's all the Dutch people like, he has had a stroke, yeah? J-Lo.
I was like, that Benny in the Jets. I had the baseball cap on and all that, like, you know what I mean, myself. Nah, I didn't, but it was a good gig, so maybe Amsterdam has a lot Not to do with that.
All them fireworks. A lot of fireworks in the dam.
Jesus Christ, built on them.
You mentioned just before that you've recently moved in with your missus, is that right?
Yeah.
So we've got a have a word from one of our goats, Dan Johnson. He writes in pretty much every week. He's
There's a lot of goats nowadays, isn't there? There's like 4 or 5 goats.
Yeah, but there's, they
he's
all
been
contribute
amazing.
so
He's
much.
been amazing.
So he's just moved in with his missus. Says, "Hiya lads, I really need you to have a word with me or me missus. We moved in together and are starting to set up how our flat will look and where things will go. The issue I am having is that she has so much tat. By this I mean everything from a fucking Ariel Little Mermaid statue to a Chinese lantern style fairy lights that are genuinely the most hideous things I've ever seen. There's a pink neon light up fucking flamingo, and it's driving me over the edge. I've been vetoing the very worst of it, but I'm starting to feel like a cunt because I am so against so much of it. The issue is there's at least 100. So if I say no to 10/15% of it, I'm still stuck with the other 75%. Fucking bad maths. How the fuck do I manage to get through this one? This is our first place together. It's so bad. 100 minus 10, 75. How the fuck do I manage to get through this one? This is our first place together, and I feel like whatever I allow now will get worse over time, and eventually she will use the "but we've had this since our first flat" excuse, and I'm stuck with it all forever, like a fucking crash bash checkpoint when you can't go back once you've passed. Have a word, will you? Thanks, Dan Johnson. Now, I will say, you are absolutely right. Whatever you allow, it's like being in court. Do you know what I mean? If it's deemed admissible, then, it's in for the whole trial. The trial being his relationship. So, have you experienced any of this, Jay?
Yeah, well, my bed is one for trinkets as well, and I won't say tat for when she watches it because she'll fucking smack me around the head. But yeah, my bed's one for she likes decorating things. Do you know what I mean? But at first, there's a few things that I suppose if it offends you, then you have to let them know that it offends you. You know what I mean? One thing that I straight away, which she's still working on, but I shut down straight away, was our hall's nice, the floors, for the house that we've moved into, the floor was already in and it was dead nice, oak wood floor, do you know what I mean? And it looks nice just as it's going down the hallway. Now she's got the idea of this fucking black and white carpet, just to and I'm like, why do we need that in the hall? It's fucking pointless. Literally, it's that long. It looks nice. It goes with the rest of the house. And I was like, I think it looks shit. And I think that's stuck in her head. So she was like, oh, he thinks it looks shit. Maybe it does look shit. You know what I mean? But so she's sort of half still playing on that idea. But I suppose
you said it early though. That's not cunty.
Yeah,
you're allowed
you say
to
it early
because you can't lose your shit 2 years down the line and go the carpet shit
on site. A natural reaction on site of whatever it is will always stand further. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you look like a psycho 3 years down the line, smashing Ariel from the Little Mermaid on the floor and being like...
You've had a little bit of trouble with this because you've literally built a garden office, haven't you? So that you can actually put stuff up that you want to put up.
My missus is the opposite. She's got this weird thing where she just thinks, oh, I'm going to go off, something. So, need water?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. It's like a fucking marathon, this podcast. Just Adam running around grabbing water. She won't put stuff up. It's the weirdest thing. I'm like, babe, we need some fucking artwork. Our house looks like we moved in. You just look at the walls and you go, oh, they just moved in recently. It's a year and a half ago.
Looks like a safe house and you're in witness protection.
Like an Airbnb where nothing descriptive. No, it's really, really strange feeling to be like, can we stick some artwork up? So in my garden office, all of the shit is going up.
Yeah. No, I'm quite lucky because my bird's got quite good and similar taste to me with terms of pictures and shit like that. She does love a tap, but I think if something offends you, I suppose you need to have a word with yourself first and foremost to be like, look, if it does really offend you, like you say, just say nah straight away. Honest reaction will put it off, surely. If not, you do need to have a word with her about just constantly cluttering up the shit. And you just need,
can't be with the hoarder.
No, the hoarding. You need
it does sound like she's a hoarder.
Yeah.
However, his big bugbear to me seems to be the pink neon light up fucking flamingo.
Yeah.
And I quite like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I'll have that for the garden office, Dan.
I think maybe the best thing to do with with birds, it's like mind games / reverse psychology. So like if something
Play mind games with women.
So it's like, do you think that looks right there? Yeah, it looks sound like, but I don't know. I think it'll look better somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? And I maybe then
Plant the seed
plant
in the
seeds, little seeds.
Just a
Do you know what I
question.
mean?
Don't offer an opinion, offer a question.
Offer a question. Like
It's not the most vicious gaslighting I've ever heard.
no, definitely not. But like like just don't you think like a nice if the flamingo is the big sticking point, like don't you think a nice picture of me and you'd be nicer there, love?
Oh yeah, make her play the fucking.
You know what I mean? And they're like, well, what? And if you've got a nice picture in mind, that's even better.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I love that one that me and you got up when we went to Copenhagen, we were in Tivoli and that. And it's like...
I feel like you've got a specific picture in mind
I
now.
have. Yeah, I'm all about, like, visualising and...
Because with that, what you're not saying that flamingo's horrible. You're saying we're better than a pink flamingo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, but if it does get to the point, like, where you can't... anything that you're saying is not working, you're just gonna have to come clean, look like a bit of a psycho and have a word with her and just say, look, love, I can't fucking deal with it.
Or just choose your battleground, and go, we're just getting the bathroom sorted out. And Laura's like, right, I've had some ideas for the bathroom. And I was just about to go, well, what I want is, and then I remembered, I don't give a fuck what bathrooms look like.
Yeah.
I want a nice, clean, functional, smart-looking bathroom. Laura can... So that, for me, is an easy, I tell you what, love, you can just do what you want with the bathroom. That's your design.
You need to act
so in my
interested,
head,
though.
But
in my head, I'm
girls
like,
don't want that.
No, you need to act interested.
Yeah. No.
She was well happy with that.
Oh, right.
No, not asked. You can do whatever you want. You've got a great eye. You're really good at this stuff. So that when she comes anywhere near the garden office, I can lock the fucking bifolds and go, fuck off.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom.
But from
You've done
my
it nicely.
experience,
You need to
maybe
play
you've got a
both.
good one there. We don't know whether Dan's missus is nice
I
or a
definitely
psychopath.
have.
Right?
Have. Hi, babe. You're
In my experience,
So
if
proud of
you
you.
go to a girl or a woman and go, you pick, then that doesn't solve the problem.
No.
At all, because it becomes, so you're not interested. Now I want your opinion. Do you know, the other night, we were in Asda.
Laura's definitely not like that.
Do you know, the other night, we were in Asda, right? And my missus went, what type of garlic bread do you want? Because we were in the garlic bread section of the fridge next to the pasta sauce in Asda. So there's the baguette that's been pre-sliced.
I love them.
Yeah. There's the ciabattas that have been sliced.
They're working class garlic bread, aren't they? Yeah.
And there's the big round, basically like a pizza one.
Yeah, like Pizza Express one.
Yeah, like that. And then there's
Tory.
also the actual pizza one, right? And she went, what type of garlic bread do you want? And I went, you just pick, I don't mind. And she went, I asked you what one you want. And I went, the slicey baguette one. And she went, oh, you would pick the worst one.
It's like that with the telly, innit? What do you want to watch? What I asked. Put this on? Nah, don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So that's
Do you
the
pick?
thing. You can't just let her have everything because she doesn't actually want everything, Dan. What she wants is a fight.
No, she wants you
I
to
am
pick what she
so
wants.
glad I married the person I married. Because she's never been a go, you never take interest in garlic bread. Bastard. I've never had that in a Tesco.
She wants you to pick what she wants.
And to be fair to my bird as well, like once we done the house up, it was like, at first my bird had the idea of like, oh yeah, we'll just get like all our mates, all our family round, we'll all have a go at painting, we'll have a go at doing this, that, the other. You know, like fucking, when them people get given a budget on the telly to flip a house.
Yeah.
And like they really...
And they spend it all on paint and not painters.
And they just have everyone in there doing like, you know what I mean? It's me mum, she's putting the toilets in. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So... like, I was like, whoa. I was like, Rach, like, I was like...
Some 60-year-old woman trying to get away round a U-bend.
And I understand the sentiment behind it because she's a very, like, she's a diamond, me bit. She's a very together, like, you know, everyone mucking, like, socialist, everyone taking part, everyone having a go, loving, like, making memories whilst making the house and all that shit, which I get. But I was like, look, love, like, me dad runs a building firm. I worked as an electrician for that building firm. If there's any building work getting done in the house, it's going to be done by me and me dad, because knowing me dad, like the fucking psycho boss that he was, he'll want it done fucking properly. And no offence, none of me mates know how to paint. None of your mates know how to paint. None of our mates know how to do anything else. Do you know what I mean? One of my mates is a plasterer.
And we're certainly not letting your nan do the rewiring.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And one of my mates is a plasterer, so we'll do the ceiling. Other than that, when it comes down to, I actually said to me, Bird, when it comes down to the decoration side of it and like making the house, I'm making it a house, love, yeah, you make it a home. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
and
that's a musician
Yeah.
dropping a fucking lyric in real life, that, innit?
That's it, innit? I'm actually going to make a note of that.
Don't add. And your Auntie Linda's not rewiring as well.
No, I didn't have a pop on anyone because I wouldn't, like, I know that, like, if anyone did come to help, it would be out the goodness of their hearts, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would never be like that, but it was like, my dad likes things done a certain way, and the only way you can do that is if he does it, or with me. You know what I mean? Or whatever, and he gets his lads in from work to give us a touch or whatever.
To make some memories.
Yeah, to make some, so we can fucking kill each other in the living room one last time. But no, so yeah, I just think maybe don't be too arsed about the decoration. Have a word with yourself in that sense. Be a bit of a man and just think, as long as it's fucking working and functioning, happy wife, happy life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what a diplomatic, perfect answer.
That's the first answer we've ever had.
What
like actual answer.
Actual advice given instead of just bollocks.
Yeah. Well, Paddy the Baddy looking down the camera being like, she's a slash.
Yeah, but you know what?
Push her down the stairs.
From what you told me on that story, like, Paddy is fucking right. Like, I can't believe that it's got to the point for that last one, if you're watching again, that you've actually wrote in to, like, I can't believe that it's actually, like, I can't believe that it's got to the point where he's back with it.
Yeah,
I would have said to him, "Are you soft? Are you fucking mad?" Like, and if you are back with a lad, you know what? Like, don't expect me to talk to her. Like, you know what I mean? She's a fucking snake. So Paddy was fucking right.
If you haven't got a fucking clue what we're talking about, go back and check out last week's episode 114 with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, and it was towards the end to have a word.
And plus, I'd never tell Paddy he was wrong anyway, cause even if we are mates.
Yeah. I've got one more have a word here that like, it took a lot of re-editing this one because it was written by one of our many illiterate fans.
Oh, a couple of weeks ago, I did a have a word, and I hadn't looked. I just got, oh yeah, I got the gist of it, and I hadn't sort of edited it, and it was a full paragraph without any punctuation. And I got about a third of the way through, and I was like, lads, I'm gonna have to sort of like tell you the gist of it. Oh, it's brutal.
Oh, fantastic.
So, boys, can you please have a word with my dad? Now,
I love dad shouts, you know.
Him and my mum have been split up for about 2 years now. They're not officially divorced yet, and although it's not looking good, I wouldn't completely rule out them getting back together. 2 years. Come on, bro. My dad hasn't got any mates because the breakup hasn't exactly been civil, and all of their couple friends have basically stayed mates with me mum. Last week, when restrictions changed and we could have 6 people gathered again, I had a little get-together in my garden. To be honest, there was actually 11 people there, but don't grass on me. I invited a few people from work, including one woman who I've fancied for ages. She's 10 years older than me, but there's always been some heavy flirtation there. Anyway, long story short, me dad got off with her that night. They didn't fuck, but there was some fumbling and some heavy necking. He's 54, she's 38, for fuck's sake. Now, I can't ever go there, well, because fuck that. I hadn't explicitly told me that I was into her, but it was very obvious because despite there being 11 people there, she was the only one I was asked about giving any attention to. He says he'd done nothing wrong and that if I don't want him getting off with my co-workers, then don't invite him again.
I will fuck your supervisor.
To be fair, like,
I just wanted him to have some company in a bevy. I didn't expect him to be groping me crush up against the garage wall. I haven't spoken to her about it because at the end of the day, she's a free woman and can do what she wants. What's the score here? Is me dad a twat or am I?
I think, like...
Dad's a shagger.
Yeah, I think your dad's a legend. You're a bit of a bitch, to be honest. Nah, like, obviously, being sentimental and sensitive to what's going on.
Oh, don't do that.
Nah, like, I started it well. I'll claw it back like I did with the last one. But, like, shit that, like, obviously parents and stuff like that, I've been lucky enough, my man and dad have never split up. Sometimes I've probably wanted them to, but like, no, never. They've never split up, no. And so I don't know what that feels like. So I can imagine it to be a bit of a mad thing. Seeing your half fella necking anyone against the garage wall. Never mind. Especially probably be worse if you've seen your dad necking your man against the garage wall. To be fair. But You know, I can imagine that weren't nice, but at the same time, like you did say, your half fellas had a bit of a tough time on the divorce. All right, maybe he wasn't an angel in what happened, hence why no one's picked his side. But, you know, people make mistakes. He's a human being. Let your dad have a bit of a good time, lad. Do you know what I mean? We've all gone through a bit of lockdown.
Yeah.
You know,
sounds like a pretty intense 11-person barbecue.
Yeah,
If it was a massive barbecue, when there's like, why is there only like 8 other people here? Dad! Fucking fingering the assistant manager round the back of the shed.
Fair play to him. He's what, 16 years old, isn't he?
No social distancing.
yeah, I mean, like...
He's coming up to 60. Fair fucking play.
54. He's 54,
mate.
she's 38, and the lad who's written in, it doesn't say his age, but she's 10 years older, so he's 28.
I think you've got to be having a word with yourself anyway, right? How did he say how long he's worked there?
He just says he works there.
So we're guessing it's been a few years, yeah.
It must be, because otherwise he wouldn't know her, would he? Because
Yeah,
that past year they won't have been in work.
Exactly, so I'm guessing it's been a few years, so you've put in a good bit of graft there, like, and your half fella's just outshone you in a few hours in your back garden.
Just chatting about his pension and pow.
Yeah, do you know what? I stand by my statement. Have a word with yourself. Your dad's a bit of a legend and you are a bit of a bitch. Not in a personal sense, but just I'm sure you're a nice lad and that, you know what I mean? But like this, based on what I know from this, do you know what I mean? Like,
She sounds awesome though, doesn't she?
And
She is. If she's DTF within 20 years of her own age, she's fun, isn't she?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
38. I will fuck anything. Give me an octogenarian or a 19-year-old. I don't give a shit. I've come for meat.
Here's a question, right? Now, everyone here, apart from Finn, is in a serious relationship.
yeah, definitely. So.
Right? Now, let's just pretend we're single for a minute. Let's just pretend.
Oh, that's not allowed.
Is it not? Well, it's been happening for the last 3 months on this podcast. So you're saying, pretend I'm single.
Pretend you're single. Laura's gone.
So Laura's gone.
So Laura's gone. She's moved.
No, don't. Not when we've got a guest in. And Jamie's like, is this how these dickheads are making a living?
She's moved to South Wales.
Right.
Not far.
To work at a studio.
To work on a rival farm.
All right.
Right? Because she's seen that there's money. She watched this episode, right?
Yeah.
She wants to be a music producer because she listened to me say producers make all the money. She's moved to just outside of Swansea.
With my 6-day-old son.
Yeah.
Nice one. She's dying to get back to work. She's been going on about it all the time between pumping breast milk. She's like, when can I get back to work in a studio in South Wales?
She's took Jack and Etta with her.
Gone.
Laura's gone.
Laura's gone.
She's working.
Yeah. It's annoying how much you enjoy yourself when you're doing it.
So she's
Such a fucking ballad. Do the bit. Just fucking do it. Don't have an aneurysm talking about my divorce.
So she's gone.
Right, she's gone.
Working on her farm, trying to be a music producer. Just outside Swansea. She's living with a 73-year-old gay man called Daffet, who's got who's got a spare bedroom because his elderly mum died recently.
Oh.
So that's where she's gone, right? So imagine that.
You there?
Yeah.
You there?
I've got there.
Sweet.
So I'm single. I'm in La Paz within about 20 minutes. I am literally at John Lennon International going, lad, I want to go Bolivia.
So let's not get into
It would be great if John Lennon done flights to Bolivia. Easy,
And Rwanda.
Go on, carry on. Sorry, lads. You've never got to get this done.
So yeah, the
otherwise.
important thing is that Laura's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. Okay, Laura's gone. Swansea, Daffod.
Got it.
Dead mum.
Got it.
Farm.
Got it. And the question is,
if you were trying to get into someone, right?
Oh yeah.
And then she necked your dad, would that be a deal breaker for you?
Fucking right, it would.
She done.
Fucking right.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I cannot underline how much that is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
man.
Soz dad.
Are you telling me there's no woman on the planet who you could get past? Like, who's your dream woman apart from your wife?
Pixie Lot, innit?
Yeah.
Pixie Lot with tats. If your dad had a fumble with Pixie Lot with tats, Could you then go there?
I'd still be like,
no
what were you doing in Tarleton in West Lancashire? Because he never leaves the house. Where was my stepmom? Pixie, what were you doing at my dad's house?
And why are you here?
Another weird small barbecue. My dad, my stepmom, and Pixie lot. My stepmom sat there going, God, I've been here on my own a while. Peter? Pixie? Fucking hell.
Oh, no, that's a bad one. That like.
Oh, it's horrible.
So you think his dad's on side here?
Well, no, obviously his dad's. To be honest, look, his dad's got to be a bit of a tithead, hasn't he?
Yeah.
If he knows, no, not a tithead.
Does he know though?
If he knows, if he doesn't know, then no. His dad is completely
sound.
Yeah, he's sound. If he doesn't know that you were into it, and like, you know, he's sound. He's fucking just looking after himself, isn't he?
Also, he must know what his dad's like.
Reiterating a legend, and obviously, I'm guessing by the way that like none of the friends has picked him on the divorce. It's sort of like I'm not.
His dad sounds like a gobshite.
I'm not gonna jump the gun here, but like I can sort of guess.
I will. Your dad sounds like a knobhead anyway.
Yeah,
or a shagger of a knobhead.
Yeah, I'm sort
shagger of a knobhead.
Yeah, I'm sort of guessing that he's not the loyalist when it comes to, you know, keeping his trousers up. You know what I mean? But
could be that, couldn't it?
That's what I was thinking.
I just don't think you should ever
no
have
one
a
knows this
conversation with your
lad's
dad.
name, so I'm not outing you in any way, lad. Do you know what I mean?
His name's Chris.
You're not 14. It's not the school disco. Like, right, Dad, you're not allowed to kiss my girlfriend. Like,
if your dad kisses your girlfriend at the 14-year-old school disco, I think the police get involved then. Like,
no, but like obviously, if he didn't know that you were into it, like I'm sticking with me main fact. Your dad's a legend. Do you know what I mean? He's blagged some bird who you've liked for a long time, who's a lot younger than him, within a few hours of meeting her in your house. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to take it on the chin.
Yeah, fair play.
You are gonna have to take it on the chin. That's
something about 28-year-old lad after a 38-year-old woman. Good on you, bro. I mean, fair enough if you don't want to go there. Now your dad's been there, but you will get your face sat on.
Do you think this is maybe a case of him, like, the heavy flirtation that he's detected as just being, maybe someone's just being nice to him?
I swear to God, I think she sounds fucking ace. Come to the barbecue. See who I go home with.
If a 38-year-old woman is going off with someone who's 54, she's flirting proper, isn't she? She's not.
But is she flirting proper with the 28-year-old?
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, as he just said, she's sitting on his face at the first.
Oh yeah, Laura used to work with a lady in her mid-40s. Like we called her Racy Tracy. Oh, she's fit. Like she was totally outdated. She still had a perm. She looked like a 1980s Liverpool footballer, but like fit with it. It's like I like it.
Sexy Graham Souness.
Yeah, been through a divorce. Now she wants to do. Yeah. I'm into Graham Souness. Yeah. What's your perfect type of woman? Graham Souness. Not now. I'm not weird. Like mid-80s.
Great legs.
Two-footed tackle right on your nuts.
Oh, this has been one of my favourite episodes.
I'm sure
today.
Graham Souness, by the way, would be thrilled of you calling him the ideal woman. By the way, do you know what I mean?
He's not, and he's not allowed anywhere near my dad. Dirty old bastard.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to have you in, Jamie.
Oh, no, it's been a lot.
Thanks very much. Tell everyone where they can find you, like social media.
Yeah, fucking hell. What's me tags? Jamie Webster Music on Instagram, Jamie Webster 94 on Twitter, and I don't know what it is on Facebook. Just type in Jamie Webster, it'll be there somewhere. I think I've got a blue tick on Facebook, so it might be easy to find. I haven't got one on Twitter yet, though. Sort it out Twitter.
And when can we expect a new album? Do you know when it's going to be out?
No, it's a bit of a tough one because there's so many things to take it, like the market and the actual manufacturing of the CD. It's taken longer now because of COVID and everything else and whatever. So I'm hoping the fourth quarter of the year, so somewhere in between September and December time, do you know what I mean? I'm aiming for. Obviously, I'm hoping to get a single out within the next couple of months, do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on mixing and mastering once it's been recorded, but it's definitely once the first single comes out, a lot of them will start rolling then, and hopefully by the time I'm touring, November, December time, like the majority, the main singles will be released and the album will be nearly with us. But
and for tour tickets,
you can go on www.jamiewebstermusic.com. There's like a link and it says like merchandise, tours, and then like albums and stuff like that. So yeah, all that info's on there. You can just you can try the usual C-tickets, Skiddle, Ticketmaster. They all get split up between them.
Yeah,
do you know
it's
what I mean?
nightmare,
As you probably, it's a pain in the ass, but I think you can find them all through my website, which is a good and easy option to do. So yeah, get on them. Tickets are selling quick. If you're in Belfast by any chance and you're watching this, there's 50 tickets left for Belfast. If you're in Glasgow and you're watching this, there's 30 tickets left for Glasgow. So,
and if you're undecided on whether you want to get a ticket, you can go and listen to We Get By, which I listen to regularly on Spotify. You can get it on all the platforms.
Yeah. Download it illegally if you want. Just listen to it. You really don't.
Or buy it.
Yeah,
buy it.
if you buy it, it'd be lovely. But like, if you just want to listen to it, like,
I got one of the limited edition red ones.
Did you? Yeah, do you know what? I haven't even got one of them. And funny enough, the limited edition. So like,
I'll sell you it back.
So yeah, I'm gonna sort one out for the lads here. Obviously, you'll have a word, but yeah, get on me, have a little listen, see what you think.
Yeah,
please do that.
And Friday at 6 p.m, the third in studio lockdown lock-in. We are wetting the baby's head.
Yeah, we're going to get pissed this week. It will be out on Friday the 16th at 6 p.m. Eshan Akbar is the special guest.
Mate.
On the couch, we're going to get very, very drunk. And there's a lad who sells some sweets on Instagram who's going to provide us with some snacks for that.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Some fireworks, yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, that'll be a 7-hour fucking lock-in. It's only on Patreon. Patreon.com/HaveAWordPod.
Where all the good stuff is kept.
That's it.
That's
been a pleasure, Jamie. Great to meet you. Been awesome to have you in.
It's been a belter. I've got some tour dates coming up soon. Well, not proper tour dates, comedy club dates. They're going to be going on sale soon. Go to adamrowe.co.uk. Just sign up to the mailing list and you'll get an email when they all go on sale. That's all for this week. It's been very, very fun, Annie.
Nice one. Bye, Felicia.
In a bit.